I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack. Before we get into it, of course, as always, special shout out to those supporting on Patreon. Auscultation, Badriana, Infrax, Hawaiian, Icarian, Justicar, I Has Issues, Jeremy Johnson, Calahad, Lord Carrot, Mayo Knight, Minarius, Slide Tech, and Talus X Septum. Got a new one in there. Appreciate it, Slide Tech. Thank you guys all so much for supporting us. You guys, the homies, and everybody else who supports on Patreon. Appreciate it so much. You guys are fucking awesome. Now let's get into the shit. We got something very exciting to talk about. It's at the front of the list, which I like because I'm super hyped for it, even if I am cautiously optimistic about it. They finally are coming out with Thorn Castle. So, Frosty, for those who don't know what that is, why don't you give a brief TLDR of it for people who don't know?
I wanted to do a little bit of a social experiment on this because, Nayashi, do you remember the Battle of Thornwood Castle, like kind of when we talked about it way back a while ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you guys... I know this sounds super baity, but I think it's because we all have an idea of what it is. So, before I break down what it actually is, what do you guys think it is from what we've been hearing up until this patch? Anyone could really answer.
Basically, like a MOBA style. I mean, obviously in BDO format, but like basically where you're fighting like waves of mobs while you're just trying to get to a final boss, and then you fight other players at the same time.
It's literally just that game mode from fucking Destiny. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember playing it with people.
Gambit?
It's Gambit. Yeah, it's literally just Gambit from Destiny. That's literally what it is. They just stole Gambit. Which, hey, I'm down for, TBH. Like, Gambit's fairly fun. It's like one of the only things I enjoyed in the late game of Destiny 2 for the like 3 weeks that I played.
How do you... Is there PvP within the Gambit, and how does that work?
Yeah, no, it is no, I'm telling you, it's the exact same thing. So you kill PvE mobs, including like mini bosses and things like that, and it's essentially a race. It's a race to who can clear all the mobs and all the bosses first. And then occasionally you're able to send someone from your team into the other team's zone to PvP with them to try and interrupt them from killing their mobs. It's the exact same thing.
So in that version, when you send someone from your side to the other side, do you send them as a Leighton?
No.
Okay.
You just send them as them.
As them. Therein lies the difference. So, Thornwood Castle has been opened. This is another hire of Hadum, who rebelled against the Queen of Odalita, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of crap. The Thornwood goddess, waiting great adventure, who can uncover the secrets of the castle and stop the rise of the Hadum. They are divided into 2 separate islands, each facing a mirror and each advancing to remove the threat lurking in all parts of the island, finally confronting Saphir Odor and stopping Sephir Odore. I'm going to pronounce it different every time since I don't know the proper pronunciation. Faster.
We'll just get a whole bunch of different varieties.
Yeah.
Faster than the other side. Adventurers have it all. I love that. That's its own sentence. Period. Adventurers have it all. Period. Thornwood Castle battle has begun. The faction that defeats Sephir Odor first can get a victory reward, and the other faction can get a defeat reward. In order to enter the Battle of Thornwood Castle, a 5-person party must be formed. Only adventurers who have completed the character awakening/succession quest can join. When a 5-person party is formed, the party leader can enter by selecting Escape Menu War Battle Thornwood. After entering the castle, when both factions are ready, the battle begins. In the Battle of Thornwood, various effects are obtained through accumulated team points earned by planting the sinful seeds acquired by individuals in the Tarasal Shinso, and finally calling Sepher Oder as the opponent. The goal is to kill her first. If you defeat the monsters in Thornwood Castle, you get the sinful seeds. The number of seeds that can be obtained varies per monster. You can consume them inside the castle. The maximum number of seeds an individual can have is 50. So I'm thinking the seeds are like points or also currency. It says it also has elements that can be used strategically, such as supply boxes, sideways, and rights that can be boarded upon killing. I think that means routes, but it says rights. How you can use these strategic factors will have significant impact on winning or losing. Mounts, such as Leighton, can be carried by one adventurer with the highest contribution when defeated. The Tarusal Shinso energy, the center of strategy, moves to the next location every time 100, 200, or 300 sinful seeds are planted. The place to be moved is constant. And then it says when it moves, a prickly vine is created in the existing place. One adventurer who interacted with the prickly vine acquires the powerful buff hero 1 through 4 level and is given the opportunity to directly to the mirror world and check/attack other adventurers. As you have to face 5 players in the opponent's faction, you must use several strategic points to prevent the enemy from moving forward. Heroic buff increases the effect value when used at each stage. Adventurer who died in the mirror world resurrects in the original world after a while. The final boss, Sepher, appears when the number of sinful seeds planted in Tarusal exceeds 400. And then...
Jesus. There's a lot to this.
It's kind of a lot to it. I think it probably will make more sense as you like run through it, you know, because you're just collecting seeds and you're putting them down and like killing mobs. But it says Sepher Odir appears regardless of the number of seeds planted 30 minutes after the battle begins. So if you can't get it done in time, the bitch just spawns either way. And then I think you go over there just as the Leighton Mount, like exclusively, and it has its own operation. It has move, WASD, basic attack, directional attack, rush attack, upward attack, jump attack, wide area attack, and fire laser. So
Fire laser.
There's that, dude. It's a 5v5 race.
I like fire laser.
Fire laser. I think it's just lightning. It's like a lightning attack. I think overall it sounds fun as hell. To me. It's like...
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Just a PvE race.
There's a lot to it, though. Like, it's hard to... Like, I don't know. I'd have to, like, break it down and, like... Or just play it to really, truly understand, because there's just so much to all those...
I mean, it sounds more complicated than it is, I think.
That's
you kill mobs, you get the seeds, you deposit the seeds, and then occasionally you get to send someone from your team to fight the enemy team. Whoever gets, I think, what was it, 400 seeds spawns the bitch first, and then you get to try and kill the end-game bitch. Whoever kills the end-game bitch first wins. That's really all it is. It's really, it sounds more complicated than it is. It's literally just Gambit.
And like, it sounds like the seeds are designed to like slow you down, because they could have just given points, but it sounds like they want you to stop attacking and place these seeds down quickly as well.
Yeah. Like, if anyone's ever played Gambit, it's literally just Gambit from Destiny 2.
Will there be a gear cap is a good question, because they don't mention it in this post on Global Labs, but originally they said that the PvE was gear capped, like AP capped, so that way
the PvP was not,
but
right?
that the PvP was not. But I don't know how relevant that is. If you can go over there as your own character, then sure. But if you can't, if you're only over there as a Leighton, then it sounds like it's just capped, like no matter what.
It wouldn't matter if you go over as a Leighton.
And the monsters are AP capped. Yeah, so it sounds like I think you're AP and DP capped, and the mobs just hit everyone like the same or something. I don't know. What were you gonna say, Rosa? Sorry, I stepped on you.
I'm being suck wizarded. All right. What was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. One of the things I wanted to say, just in general, was that apparently there's no way to solo queue. Like, you have to team up with a party of 5 in order to do it.
Yeah. Which
I think is rather silly. You should be able to queue up and be like queued with other people who are queuing up as like a solo or a duo or whatever. I think the only, like, they should just do League of Legends rules, TBH, where the only thing you can't do is queue up as 4, I think. And then, yeah, I don't know. like have a matchmaking system for people that don't have a group of 5 that they can go team up with for this. Because that is just kind of like weird to me that they wouldn't have that. But aside from that, I'm really excited for it. I hope people enjoy it so that it gets played a lot. Because one of the things I was talking about on stream yesterday was like, I'm concerned that nobody's gonna fucking play it.
The
Which
game
would make
mode
me sad because I want to play it.
The game mode sounds fun, and I have a feeling a lot of people will be into it. But if the rewards are completely worthless,
yeah, they're shit. Like the same thing with what was that? The one where they made you like do defense mode or
Savage Rift.
Yeah,
greatest content of all time, and Ultra Blood.
If the rewards are garbage, no one will want to do it. So.
Yeah,
See,
it's
but
like they'll do it when it's new, and then they'll stop doing it if the rewards aren't good. Like after a while, is the problem. And I want the game mode to be healthy, and there always be like, if I get a team of 5 together, I want to always be able to go in. You know?
Yeah, just like an alternative to grinding.
Here's my thought process, though. Like, and this is what I talked about on stream because I think Mino was trying to argue this point on stream. Like, why does everything have to be an alternative to grinding? Like, RBF isn't an alternative to grinding, and yet there's a bunch of people in this RBF right now.
Because the game's about progression.
Well, hold on. RBF kind of is an alternative to grinding in some sense, because you do make a little bit of money, you get the RBF seals, and you get the dust now. And a lot of people are in there just because they want to do their dailies.
RBF is also a good way to test out a class,
even before the dust, like, you still had people doing RBF every day. Like, there was always one RBF going at all times of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people like me who hate themselves that just like to do RBF for most of the day.
Well, I mean, I got an answer for that. There's definitely a lot of people that want to do PvP and whatnot in a fairer setting. And I say fair because, like, typically what happens in open world is you get into a fight over a grand spot, or maybe you purposely pick a fight. And then you just get usually outnumbered if you're in a guild that's inferior to the other, or vice versa. In RBF, even though it's like stupidly awful with its balancing of like how many players go on which side, it sometimes can end up being fairer than normal.
Yeah,
so it's also a good way to test other classes too, because the trial characters can jump in there and blah blah blah. So there's a whole bunch of other elements to it.
So, like someone's pointing out, 80 people out of a couple thousand is still only 0.5% of the population. Like, there is one RBF going most of the day that's full, and it's 30v30, so 60 people, which is fine, but there would be way more if you could make... It doesn't even need to be a lot. If you were making 50 mil an hour, there are a lot more people would be RBFing for fun instead of grinding.
Right now you get like what?
So your point is taken. People definitely just want a PvP. Like the people in BA is probably a better example because you make 0 in there and people are in BA all day. But it would be nice to be like, oh, I'm slowly progressing, even if it's slower, but I'm progressing over time by doing something I love to do versus something I hate.
And I'm not saying like don't make it like worth nothing. And for the record, I do think they need... Like, I know they increased the silver you get from RBF a while back. That needs to be increased more, if you ask me. But like, my only concern when people say, "Oh, they need to make it worth," is that they're talking about like Shadow Arena worth, where like now all of a sudden you have people playing this fucking game mode that don't even really want to play it. They're just doing it because it's literally like as good, if not better, than most of the grind spots in the game. And that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to feel like people are being like forced to play this game mode.
Like they're mostly AFK in there. They just are trying to get the reward.
Yeah, that's my only thing I'm like kind of concerned about with quote unquote like making it worth. I don't want it to be the next Shadow Arena where it's like abused because the rewards are super good, and then all of a sudden it's a new game that nobody plays and it's taken out of Black Desert Online
and made into a standalone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then nobody fucking plays it.
Yeah.
Like that's my only concern. Like, I'm not saying don't make it not worth some money. Like, it obviously should be worth like some amount of money and a decent amount of money. But that's my only concern with when people say like, well, it needs to be worth the rewards. Like, why can't things just be like fun? Like be a little bit less rewarding monetarily, but just be fun. Like
Because
how RBF is.
I agree.
Because you end up having the problem no one wants to do it because it's just not worth your time.
Well, this is why.
But again, that's why I'm pointing out RBF and even Ballerina to an extent. Like, not everyone is 100% of the time being like, I have to be progressing at all times in the day.
Well, yeah,
like,
but so
why can't we just have fun?
So
why do people bother
RBF,
node warring? Why do people bother node warring?
Yeah, no,
you have RBF and node warring is to show how your progression is advancing, like in the form of power.
So why can't this be another one of that? Why does this one have to be? It has to be a form of progression to be worth it.
Well, this one is
it's
gear
PvE
cap
oriented.
Well, this one's gear cap, but I think your point is well made, Rez. Like you're not wrong. I think it's just that, like, let's say
it's not about being right or wrong. It's just what incentivizes people to do it.
Well, but if it's really fun, people will do it as well. Like, Rezler's not wrong. It's just like, here's the thing though, it's like more people are going to do it if it's semi worth your time and you enjoy it. Because, like, let's say for example, I love this game mode, right? But I'm like, I can't play with you guys because I didn't grind it all today. But if I was making 30 mil an hour by playing this Thornwood Castle game, then I'd be like, I didn't grind, but I still made like a little bit of money today, so it's fine. That's kind of the balance that I think needs to happen.
Yeah, and again, like, I'm not saying don't make it like worth some amount of money. Again, my only concern is that Perlibis is gonna hear people say, well, we're only gonna play it if it's worth it, and then it's gonna become the next Shadow Arena. That's really my main concern with people saying, well, it needs to be quote unquote worth it. Is that people are going to say, well, if I can't make as much money doing Thornwood Castle as I do grinding fucking Stars In, then I'm not going to bother playing.
I don't think anyone would wish for that because that would fuck the market.
For what? What would fuck the market?
Fuck the market.
But if we had another,
if you made areas that just generate silver without actually producing accessories and whatnot on the market for the market to continue moving forward in a positive direction, you're going to just run out of accessories because no one's fucking grinding. So it doesn't need to be exactly like grinding in terms of the amount of money, but I'm just saying in general, the how this game works is based on progression. 90% of the player base, I feel, is a very maybe low ball number, focuses on that element in some form or fashion, whether it's life skilling or grinding, or even if it's for PvP, they're also focusing on progression. Then there's the smaller percentage of players that just do fun things in this game, which is an assortment of things such as PvP only, RP, or horse racing, or just random shit. Oh, it's monster hunting in the form of the open waters. And I think that's just
monster hunting
is
not just for fun, dude. Stop.
It's Anyways, you're getting the point though I'm making. It's just like this game is so focused around the progression element that if you aren't getting at least something, and yes, I agree, it doesn't need to be at the level of Stars End, but it needs to be something that's worthwhile. Otherwise, no one's just going to have any interest at all.
So here,
it'll be a hype 1 to 2 weeks, and that's it.
What we're saying
the same thing, then, Nyashi. We're saying the same thing. Like all I'm saying is that I have a feeling when people are talking about it being quote unquote worth it, and I know that's not what we're talking about here because we're not brainlets, at least not as much as most
I
of
think
the community.
I think I was just misunderstanding what
should be 200 mil an hour.
What I'm considering.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I know for a fact there are people in this community that are like, well, I'm not gonna play Thorn Tree Castle if it's not at least 200 mil an hour.
No, that is
100%. There are people out there that are like that, and that's the thing that I wanna avoid. I'm not saying don't make it worth nothing. Like, it definitely needs to be worth some amount of money, but like, not as much as like a high-end grind spot or like a good barter, like, things like that.
Yeah. So like, it's good to have these other alternatives because what it does is it does make sure that grind spots aren't over flooded with players. Now, mind you, most grind spots probably aren't flooded, so that's usually not an issue.
Stars and
just
Sakrea
like the
are
popular ones, like Stars and Sakrea is usually not flooded because it's just out of the way.
You're crazy.
So for a lot of players.
No, it's flooded.
Is it?
Dude, I go to a channel and there are 2 people next to the NPC and 1 person grinding. I'll have to ask the people at the NPC, like, hey, are you guys done? And then they're like, oh, you have to ask the guy that's actually grinding the rotation. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I've seen that before too, but I mean, most channels I didn't have a problem getting a spot.
All right, so what about...
But I wasn't there for very long. But yeah, I get your point.
What about this? What about this? So like Hush Factory in chat says, if it's fun, people will play it, which is true. But if it's fun and you can make a little bit of money, way more people will play it, and it'll constantly stay fresh and alive. And if it's very popular like that, because the rewards are decent, they'll also keep updating it and add new stuff instead of just forgetting about it, like RBF for 4 years, where it's like, well, no one likes it, so just fuck it.
So here's my question to you guys. And Frosty, you asked this earlier, but me and Nash, were still figuring out that we were saying the exact same thing. What grind spot equivalent would you guys think that this should be like relatively equal to in terms of the rewards that would fit the criteria that we're all talking about here?
Well, the thing is, so they said if you win, you get a victory reward, and if you lose, you get a defeat reward. So it's going to be like 2 different rewards. So, I mean, to me, if you could just get like even a low tier, if you could just get like what you'd get at Schultz without a loot scroll, or something like that on a victory, where it's like 25 to 40 mil or whatever, would be fine. I don't know, a couple Kaffir stones, maybe some crons.
I think anything that incorporates Ancient Spirit Dust or Kaffir Stones is good reward-wise, especially for the market the way it is right now.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with that.
150 hour would be fine. Dude, like a reward bundle. I'm trying to think what boss has a reward bundle that's actually not the absolute worst.
Oh, hey, the special merchant guy is on Med 3 Velia, by the way, if you want to buy your stuff.
For what?
Jesus Christ, Maywa, are you serious right now?
Actually,
the guy that you can buy fell stacks and special pots from and everything?
They added events to the game, Nayashi. It's a new concept.
What cities? Any? All of them?
So it's Velia, Heidel, Calpheon, and I think Altanova. Whenever you see the thing, someone has escaped or something like that, he spawns in one or multiple of those locations, I think. Not all of them, but some of them. And then you can go buy special things from him that have daily limits, such as a 20 fail stack scroll, the Advice of Valks, that you can actually buff up all the way to, I think, like 50, if you want to, by using the Daybreak stones that he also sells. So he also sells magical draughts. They're the draughts that last an hour.
Yeah. You said Med 5? Velia?
Med 3. Med 3 Velia.
Medaya 3 and Velia, okay. On NA server.
Yeah.
Where does he spawn in Velia?
He's in, so like kind of by Alliston, like on the other side of the road from the marketplace.
Yeah.
He's in like the little hut by that. That's kind of like out of the way on the other side of the wall, kind of going towards like the Velia arena.
What if they gave these dark spirits greed as rewards? The shit you get from rifts, like a decent amount of these, because they actually have some cool stuff you can buy from it. Like you can get loot scrolls, cooking tools, fail stacks. I mean, maybe they need to add some more stuff on here, like a Kaffir's bundle would be kind of cool. But I feel like that would be such a simple reward that like wouldn't necessarily fuck the economy up. Maybe. Or maybe you get a small amount of these, kind of like a rift, as well as like other rewards. I don't know. I hopefully the rewards are something that is like you're excited that you won versus it not really mattering. That's the other thing too, is like the rewards have to differentiate victory and defeat in a way that's like meaningful without it being useless for everybody or anybody.
Right.
Yeah. So I found the guy on my channel. Which item's worth it? You said the Daybreak.
Everything except for the Caphras box.
Yeah,
the Caphras box is not worth it because it costs 100 mil, and you make. I think when I did the math, I think it was like you make anywhere between like 50 mil to 120 mil or something like that. I don't remember the exact math that I did, but the average is below what you spend buying it, so you don't want to buy that.
It's super worth. I'm getting a Caphras bundle right now. You said Med 3?
Dude, it's such a waste.
Dia 3. Here we come. Dude.
I guess we'll experiment with this. What's this?
Last time I got the Caphras bundle, I got 32 out of 1 and then 21 or something. Something like that. I got mostly ripped off, but it felt good, you know? Alright, here we go. Poor Nayashe has no idea what's going on.
Nope. I'm just looking.
I feel bad.
Frosty.
I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Here we go. Dude.
Frosty on the tamer. Good old Bo Frosty.
Yeah, dude. Alright. Oh.
I like how as soon as I said that, a bunch of people swapped over and ran over here.
Alright, Caphras Stone box. Let's see what we get.
Oh my god,
nice
you're
cheap
being
Caphras Stone box. 10 to 40. 20? Fuck.
You got fucked.
Alright, I lost 40 mil. You know, it happens. Oh, that's too bad, dude. I'm gonna get 40 one of these times. It's gonna make the whole thing worth it. I can't wait. Alright.
I have to continue to use these stones to keep buffing it?
So I have a question. Do you guys think that making it my thought for the victory reward at least would be somewhere around Manschwam's, maybe Achman.
Like per hour with no loot scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
do you think that would be fair? Too much? Too little?
I think it'd be fine. I don't know. I think it'd be fine. If you got a little bit of loot, trash loot that you can just exchange, or gold bars. Like if you got like 10 million gold bars, 10 million Caphras stones, and then maybe like some stupid RNG boxes that are mostly trash, it'd be fine. You know? Every like time you win. I don't know. We'll see. The bundles are supposedly on Codex already, but I don't know what's in them. I guess it's just an RNG box. So it's going to be awful. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the game mode itself actually seems really fun. I like the idea of racing someone through.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
In 5v5.
Then it gives two elements to it. The PvEers will have their place, and they have the enjoyment of PvP if you get sent over as a machine or whatever the damn Leighton.
The mobs in one of these screenshots look like the golems from Maloon Valley. And then there's like I don't know, little like Dark Knight soldiers and a Dark Knight looking boss as well. So kind of interesting. The best game mode ever. I don't know. I my only thing is I'm not super excited about the Leighton part. I think it's kind of cool, but I still feel like
wish it would just be yourself,
your character, right?
Yeah.
That should be. I feel like the whole Leighton thing, which I mean, who knows? Translation could be off, but I feel like the Leighton thing should be like an option. Like if you're kind of lower geared, but you still want to go like interrupt them, you can become the Leighton, and you have like a base level of like tankiness and damage and stuff like that. Or if you're more geared and more like PvP oriented, you can just go as your normal character and go like fuck them up.
Could you imagine having to fight Devios coming over, just fucking with you guys the whole time?
Like I think the Leighton should just be an option for people who aren't as geared, basically. Like where your Leighton is still like super powerful and like really good, but if you wanted to, you could still just go as your normal character.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we don't know how strong or weak everyone is because there's going to be these prickly vines. When you interact with them, you get buffs throughout the level. So I don't know what that means, you know? Maybe
they could be like super tuned up.
The other thing is, like, if you can only go one at a time, like, all right, Divios might be an example on like the one end of the spectrum. On the opposite end, you go over and you just get one shot instantly in a 1v5. That's also like awful.
True.
Like, well, sorry guys, I couldn't stop him. He used voltaic pulse and that was it. So I don't know. We'll see. The Leighton probably is the only way to like make it feel like, oh, there's a target you have to kill, and no matter what team gets it, it's always the same amount of time to kill that target. Could be alright.
Yeah, the invasion and Gambit, by the way, I don't know if it said this in like the rules of the game or whatever, but I believe the invasion and Gambit, the invader only has a certain amount of time. Like that he's in the other world. He's only there for like 2 minutes or something, I think, if I remember correctly. So it's not like he can just stop you from doing like the whole fucking thing.
Right.
It's like he has even if he like can 1v5 you, he can only interrupt you for like 2 minutes.
He can fuck with you long enough, basically.
Someone's saying you're not required to use the Leighton. It's an option. So maybe if you have low gear, you'd use the Leighton. If you're super geared, you wouldn't. Or if you have buffs, depending on what you get.
That's actually good then.
That's how I would like to see it, like, involved. I would like to see it as an option for people who don't have gear but still want to go invade the other world. You know, have the Leighton be really strong, like really tanky and do good damage, but, you know, it shouldn't be required. That's what I would like to see. Yeah. So if that is the case, then I'm glad that they're going that direction.
What do you guys, not to jump back on this particular topic involving this, but how much money do you guys remember Shadow Arena giving?
A fuckload at its height.
It was somewhere between like 50 and 100 mil an hour, but you had to like, at the time, not everyone was grinding 100% of the time at all times with loot scrolls still. It was still like we were slowly getting to that, but it wasn't like quite you were grinding all the time with the loot scrolls, so.
And also Agris wasn't out as well, so.
Yeah. At the time, it was like really good money. Right? Like as good, if not better than grinding, depending on if you had a Camo Blessing or not. And
I do remember it being like pretty consistent, like 50 plus mil an hour in Shadow Arena if you did well enough.
Well, the crazy thing is it would give you memory fragments, which at the time were all sold out, and like sharps and hards and stuff.
It was like really, really high value items back then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Rez. Like, I don't want it to be like you're only in there for the reward and you don't even want to play the game, so you're not trying or you're AFK. Like that is a balance that has to be considered for sure.
Yeah, that for sure. It needs to be based on progression, how much you've contributed. So how many mobs you've killed could add contribution points, which would affect the rank or tier of reward you get. I could see that. That's a fair way to do it.
I have a snarky remark. Becky linked a screenshot of EU that shows like Castle Ruins has like 60 people in one, 30 people in another, 60 in another, 50 in another, and and they're like, it's only NA that does an RBF. I want to be like, the people are all in that RBF because they don't have the gear to grind stars and Secret on EU. I'm kidding though. I'm kidding, dude. EU hates me already. It's crazy. They actually hate me so much.
Frosty's like slowly trying to build like his own anti-Frosty community. He's got the Bladers on board, the EU players on board.
Look, it's only a couple of groups of people that hate me. It's Moosas and Europe. All right, it's not that bad.
It's a large group of people.
Is that why like all of the people who are in my stream damn near are like Europeans because they're all like anti-Frosty?
No, some of the Europeans realize that I'm joking, but the others are actually deeply offended. So it just depends. Same with the Mooses. There's occasional Mooses that are like, no, we whine a lot. It's true. I'm a Moosa in EU. Look at that, dude.
That's
crazy,
hate,
dude.
Just compounded hate right there.
Does it cancel out then? Is it like double negative makes positive? Like how does that work?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how it goes. All right. Awakening Blackstar. Let's move on. So this the Thorn Tree Castle seems really fucking awesome. Hopefully we get it soon. We'll see if KR gets it this week. I don't know if it's ready or not, but it took a long time to make it. So we'll see. Dude, I'm actually super excited. Just the idea of working together with people in this game sounds so fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can have its ups and downs depending on what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, moving on, dude. Moving on. Blackstar Awakening Weapon. We talked about it last week. They updated it this week. They did confirm that you can put Garmoth's Heart or Karanda's Heart in the Blackstar. However, they nerfed the Blackstar Awakening Weapon. So, at Penn,
it was admittedly too strong.
It was a little bit crazy, but at Penn they changed it from 33 monster AP down to 25, and then at Tet it was before a equivalent to a C5 Dandy, but with no accuracy, a C5 Pen Dandy. So the Tet Blackstar had the same AP as a C5 Pen Dandy, which is +3 AP. Now it's the same AP as a C1 Pen Dandy when it's at Tet, and they also increased the all species damage by 1 from 7 to 8 on the Tet version, and then lowered the monster AP from 17 to 15. So kind of a big nerf, but still good, I think. I think it's still a good weapon, and you can Garmoth socket it up. So, and Tet, like, I don't know if you've ever gone for pen, actually made a pen before, like Tet Blackstar is just not as difficult as pen. Like, just straight up. Like, the chance is a lot higher on a lot lower stack. Materials are a little bit more expensive per attempt, but I don't know. It's not that bad. So I think it's still good.
It's doable. It's
still good. The question is, so now actually for you, like, I don't know what level your Dandy is, but would you go with the Blackstar, or you're using, like, not a Dandy, right?
So at my current Dandy's level, which is only Tet with C2, it would definitely be an upgrade for me.
Yeah, it'd be a huge upgrade, especially the monster AP. Yeah,
it would be pretty massive. So in that instance, yeah, I'd probably consider it. I'm still on the fence. Like, they've been buffing up Awakening over the many months, slowly but surely. They've been giving it more and more power, and then bond skills coming out. So it's kind of got me wanting to try it out. Which then it would be like not to my advantage to get the Blackstar. I would want to consider getting the actual Pen Dandy. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that's up in the air for me. I mean, I still think Succession's stronger with Maehwa specifically, in a lot of different ways. But I think there's a place for Awakening, specifically in PvP and even in PvE. I'm not a big fan of the New Year's Eve spamming, but that's why we have the nifty little presets that we can swap whatever we want to whenever we feel like it. So it definitely gives a lot of options. So yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of like figuring it out.
Yeah. So to clarify, they said in their little blue post that they always put up right below it that based on feedback, a lot of people felt that Blackstar was too powerful and that you were going to be forced to get it as a direct upgrade over the Dandy, whereas they want it to feel like an alternative option, not necessarily just a straight up upgrade. So that's why they nerfed it. Rez, how are you feeling about the Blackstar changes?
I don't know, man. I'm still just like super torn about whether I would want to get it or not. I don't know. I'm still debating whether I would be interested in getting it personally. So,
I mean, what would even be the power difference between getting both a Tet Blackstar main hand and Awakening weapon? Like, how significant is that as far as like the PvE?
If you get them both?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the difference of putting on a Hadum versus a Nouver, maybe even more. Because it's just, you don't really lose stats. So you just would gain, what, the Blackstar main hand at Tet is 15? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's not how you spell it.
It's
it's 32, but I think
32.
Yeah, it's 17.
Monster.
It's 17 more total monster AP over Zarka. So 17. So it would literally be 32 more monster AP by swapping both of those. So it'd be pretty big. I mean, that's a lot of. That's like having the T3 skill add-on up 100% of the time.
Gotcha. So,
So for me, I still want to get the pen version. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get it because the chance is so low. But I would love to have the pen version of the Awakening instead of going all the way to C20 on my Dandy. Mostly because I don't want to grind up that many Kaffir stones, for one. And two, I think it'd be kind of fun to make a pen Blackstar just once, just to be like, I fucking did it. But then I see that that guy... I Am Blues stream, the Korean streamer.
665 fail stacks.
Yeah, I see the 665 fail stack. Now, granted, a lot of that I think is on his Dead God armor, but even still, it's just like,
I think the Dead God armor would make that easier to build up the stacks, probably, right?
Yeah, but do I want a 665 stack? Doesn't that sound like you've had a miserable couple months?
Yeah, that sounds like you had a miserable half a year. At least in terms of how much I grind.
Yeah. Well, let me use the rest. I do want to... I have to buy it real quick, but I want to add something about the Dead God version. So hold on one second.
Gotcha.
Rezar, in the meantime, can talk about how much he hates the Zerker skin.
The Blackstar Zerker.
The skins look fucking dope.
I don't know. The most of them look pretty good. The Zerker one is a little too like bulky, I think. It almost looks fat. I don't know. Kind of not a huge fan of it. I do like the animation, like the red glow on all the awakening weapons and on Zerker's cannon. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't know, pretty meh. I'm honestly more upset about the Archer Great Bow, because the Archer Great Bow, like you'll notice, even on the Zerker cannon, like most, if not all of the awakening weapons have like the whole spikes thing going on all over it, which looks really cool and like super edgy, which is perfectly suited for me because I'm an edgelord in this game. And but like when you look at the Archer's Great Bow, it's like where the spikes should be on like the corners of the great bow that like poke forward. They changed it not to be spikes, but instead to be like this fucking like I swear to God, it looks like squares. Like it's just fucking squares.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
It looks awful. Like why can't you give us spikes like on like Zerker's like axes, or on Lon's awakening weapon has like really good spikes on it. Like why do we get fucking like origami ass looking squares when everyone else gets like these gnarly spikes?
I put an image of a Zerker in full Blackstar gear in chat if you guys want to look. This is
fucking Bowser.
They're slowly trying to turn Zerker into Bowser, dude. Metal Bowser.
I think my real problem, Frosty, with the Zerker Awakening weapon is that it looks like fat, almost. Like, it looks too like...
Like he needs to do some curls or some running?
It looks too bulky, honestly. I think that's kind of my issue with it. Which, like, I get that it's like Zerker is a very different aesthetic than every other class in the game, but I don't know. It doesn't look good to me.
Chat said he looks fat because he is.
They didn't finish their sentence? Thanks, Asher.
No, that was it. He looks fat because he is.
Because he is. I thought you said because he has. I was like, because he has what? Finish the thought.
No.
Okay, so yeah, Blackstar got nerfed. Sad, dude. Poor Bear. Our friend Bear. He sold his Pendandy.
He was all excited, and now he's
Well, he already sold his Pendandy.
Yeah.
But I think he's changing course. He's gonna like stick it out, get the awakening at Tet, and then just use like an accuracy accessory instead of trying to get the next bracket. So he found some work around that. It'll be fine. He's still gonna do it, but it is sad. So I want to talk about the Dead God stuff, because with all this stuff, people are wondering when we're gonna get Dead God armor, if we're gonna get Dead God weapons. My theory, based on the way they describe stuff here, is that there's going to be Dead God weapons down the road. Maybe it'll be really far, but there's going to be Dead God weapons because so here's what they say. They say there are many questions about the top equipment Dead God, but first of all, there are no plans to add related equipment this year. So just for the remainder of this year. And then they say since Dead God itself is the equipment placed at the top, it will be updated from next year with sufficient consideration and preparation. For other parts or weapons, which is like, I feel like they added the word weapons in there on purpose, you know, because they're probably going to make them. So they say for other parts or weapons, the concept and production or acquisition method may be different from the Dead God armor, but the upgraded form of the boss/Blackstar equipment that adventurers have made hard will be maintained. So it sounds like they are going to do weapons at some point, and they just haven't decided how they're going to do it or what they're going to do it, or what they're going to do with it.
I mean, they got to be careful with this stuff because, you know, all it takes is just to make it really overpowered, and then, you know, everyone has to swap gear completely into those particular items. So they have to be careful with how they do it.
And they said that Dead God armor, like, so a producer said, according to the Korean player on Hadum's stream, a producer had told the Korean server that Dead God helmet will be available early next year. So,
which will be a good indicator of what route they're going. If it's going to be more DR focused, or if they're going to just like try to do a really kind of more like a hybrid of evasion and DR, which I think it's probably going to lean more towards DR based.
We'll see what happens, dude. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited because, I mean, one of the things I wish I knew what it's going to end up being, because like the question is, well, do I try really hard to get this pen Blackstar weapon that I'm going to be able to upgrade to Dead God anyway on my own dandy, or not? Like,
yeah,
I only wish I knew so that way I can make the decision of what is more worth it for me. So I don't know, because getting to C9 like, or C10 on Dimtree like they did is like really not that bad. You know, it's like actually such an easy, compared to getting a pen Blackstar, is so much easier. It's the thing, I almost feel like with the armor pieces or the pen, like maybe the weapon needs to be different, but I don't, like the armor pieces shouldn't be that hard to get to pen. In my opinion, the Blackstar version.
Yeah, because there's more of them you have to deal with.
Yeah, they seem a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit crazy. It's kind of hard. Like the enhancement chance is the same. It's like fewer cron stones, I guess, but it's like getting a pen Blackstar armor is so hard. Well, yeah, they always do that with the weapons and armor and stuff. It's a little bit fewer, yeah. I don't know. It just seems so hard. Like if I'm a new player and I'm like, well, getting a pen Dimtree and a C10 is daunting. I'd rather just get a pen Blackstar armor, but that's way more difficult. Even though it's like less of an upgrade, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's crazy. We'll see what happens. But I do like that we now know. So I mean, we know that they're gonna slowly push us all to DR. I mean, we saw the glove, we saw the gloves. The gloves are not Lieber. The helmet is not Heave. The helmet, there's no evasion version.
That's Blackstar, right? That's not Dead God.
But Dead God gonna just wildly change the stats? I mean, Dead God on Dimtree doesn't. It just adds stats as if they were Kaffir stones. That's it. So it's not I don't, unless
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying we still don't know for sure, but I think it's a good indicator for sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
I've always been thinking that they were going to try to like remove the whole evasion versus DR argument with the Fallen God armor too. So thinking they were just going to like make it no longer an argument at all, and this is the best gear, you need to have it.
So they changed the tooltip on Dandy Blackstar, or on Garmoth Heart, I guess, on Global Labs to show that it can be put into a Dandy, Blackstar, Dragon Slayer, Awakening Weapon, Nouver, or Kudum. And then the Karanda's Heart could be put in Dandy, Blackstar, and Dragon Slayer. Are we happy that Blackstar can be socketed? It would have been dumb if it couldn't, right?
Yeah, it would have been pretty stupid if it wasn't.
I'd be like, why would you make this brand new super strong item inferior?
Now, if they made it better, but with no sockets, would that have been okay? Like if it just had more sheet stats?
I think that could have been okay, but I don't know. The crystal setups are pretty huge, man.
Yeah. I've eventually conformed. Dude, I tried so many different crystal setups, and I just went back to the basic 4 Whom, 2 special attack evasion.
The accuracy's too good, man, and the HP.
Dude, that's... fuck, man. Now that I have my Garmoth back in my offhand with the 10% special attack evasion, I'm like, fuck, maybe I need to get these special attack evasions back in my chest now that I have my Garmoth back in my offhand.
Well, your DP's kind of low, but it will help.
Well, it's not even really like... TBH, it's more for like T1s. Because we do T1 Node Wars, right?
True.
And special attack evasion is huge.
Yeah,
in
it
T1
is.
Node
It's
Wars.
very powerful.
So I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. But honestly, I have really been enjoying the increased stamina, actually, from the 4-set Macaloid. It's been pretty nice. Because you don't run out of stamina super easily on Archer, but just having that little bit extra, allowing you to just go that extra mile, be a little bit more aggressive and or slippery. I don't know, it's been really nice. So I'm kind of like, oh, fuck, dude, what do I do?
So, I don't know. Yeah, I just wish they would make the special attack evasion crystals yellow so it looks like they're more important than they are. Why do they have to be blue?
Yeah.
It just feels so bad.
I think Awakening Blackstar has less damage to monsters since people will probably go with 1 Blackstar, and depending if they play Awakening or so. Yeah, it's true.
So I did want to touch on this. Forgot to put it in the show notes, but they allowed us to not have a children's Halloween version of the female rare La or Zeka's armor.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So they changed both the armor and the helmet for females. So the helmet no longer has the open eye sockets. It now has the red eyes, which looks way, 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 way better.
So
well, you get the choice, right?
You get the choice
whether you want the shitty cosplay with the boob window or like the traditional like.
So they
armor.
removed the chest window. We'll
boob
say
window, man. You gotta
have G-rated here. They removed the chest window on the other option as well. It's weird. So it says we've received so many suggestions from adventures in each country for the design of female characters. Design same as the male was added, and adventurers can choose according to their taste. So I guess when you go do the quest or turn in, you can pick which one. I wonder how it's labeled on there. Red eyes in parentheses, boob window in parentheses.
Probably.
Yeah. So. That's kind of cool. It just was so dumb. I actually didn't mind the armor one so much, but the helmet with the eyes was so bad. Oh, it looked so bad, dude.
Do you have an image of it?
The new one or the old one?
Both.
Here's the new version in chat if you want it. I don't have the old version. You'd have to just go to our patch when we got it like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Sure.
But with the eyes, it looks way cooler, honestly. Especially on Valkyrie, dude. Valkyrie's Blackstar Awakening weapon looks incredible. Yeah. I do love, too. It says, however, Shy can only exchange helmets. LOL. Poor Shy, dude.
Shy is forced to have a boob window.
Oh, yeah.
That looks so sick.
It looks really good, right?
Yeah.
All right, onward and upward. We have to talk about the Rabam skill bait / rework.
Bait.
Dude,
yeah, you were believing hardcore that it was the new one.
For a minute there, yeah, I thought, why wouldn't they announced, the little like their pre-teaser thing that we were gonna get the Rabam rework, and by that they only meant the normal Rabams, not the new ones. So in our patch, we got all the balance changes to the Rabams, which were a few classes got buffs, particularly Mystic Mystic's Unbridled Wrath does an insane amount of damage now in both PvP and PvE. It's very, very strong. Hits really hard. Super good in PvE. So that skill got a nice buff. They give us the HP percentage changes on Wiz Witch. Valkyrie got their special attack evasion buff change. Kuno got the
HP percent on the Witch Wiz. I'm hearing conflicting stories. But basically, my understanding is lower HP. That's a
buff.
Nerf.
If you're it's a buff to Wiz Witch healing if you're sub 5,000. If you're over 5,000, it's a slight nerf.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But in Node War, generally, you should have over 5,000 if you're actually like taking Node War seriously and you're buffed up and you have all your quests and stuff.
Unless you're on T1s.
Unless you're on T1s, then it's a buff in T1s. Congrats. Soul Cypher's upset. He's like, I want a boob window on my ninja. They should have the option too.
It's not very progressive of them.
It is progressive of them. Why wouldn't...
No, I'm saying not having the option
of them.
To have a window on Ninja.
For sure. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what all the significant changes were. Meiwa obviously is super busted now with their Rabam changes.
What?
Kuno got a nerf for some reason on a Rabam no one uses. And then one of the...
Meiwa's was a joke.
I know, I'm kidding. Have you tested it in PvE yet?
Yeah, it's fucking a joke.
All right, calm down. Calm down. See? All right, Meiwa is cut off. We're cutting off the Meiwa. He goes from 0 to Blader so fast. So the the Hashashin got some significant nerfs. Their Rabams are no longer one-shotting people, but their normal skills still are. So that's good.
That's good.
I don't know. Yeah, so, but we didn't get the new actual Rabam skills. We only got the changes. And I hope these changes aren't permanent. Like, some of these cooldowns are still crazy on some classes. Kuno. So, we'll see what happens. So, I don't know. I was sad. We still don't have Rabam, or we don't have bonds. We don't have the tag system. We don't have the Rabams. We're just getting like the subtle changes, like we're console or something, you know?
Yeah, what are we, console?
Yeah, dude, what is this? So you're not particularly excited about the knockdown that was added back to your Rabam on Archer? Blackstar?
No, so I don't know what Cindy's going on about, talking about how like it's so good or whatever, how he really likes it, because it is like really not that good to me. I've only been able to use it because I've been trying to use it because I'm trying to figure out what he likes so much about it. And the only way I can really use it is in the super situational part of a fight where all of a sudden there's people in front of me that are attacking other people that are not me, and I'm better off trying to go for a knockdown instead of just nuking them down.
Yeah.
Like, it's really a weird situational thing that I don't know why he likes it so much.
So the way he described the scenario was that in Node War, like with the ball, he liked just using it as like a mortar, just for CCs and stuff.
But its range is like really short though, is the thing.
Well, maybe he's just a god, dude. You saw him 1v3 on Hashashin. One of our commenters was so upset by that video, by the way.
Why?
We'll get to it when we get to the comments, but he basically said that Cine and everyone Cine was fighting was trash. Yeah, the lawn ones. The lawn ones were subtle. They added more damage, which is kind of nice because like Eyes of Blood and Phoenix Chase, really their damage was completely nothing. And now maybe it can be decent filler damage in PvE and stuff, and then the knockdown being changed is okay, I think. The problem with it is knockdown by itself is a much better CC, but everyone's running knockdown resist these days anyway, so it's not really ever going to work. And that's knockdown and bound, so it went from one CC that doesn't work to another CC that doesn't work against resist. But they did add kind of a lot of damage, like 100% or like 50% more damage per hit, and an extra couple of hits on the first part, and then added some crit. Are any of these other ones significant? Unbridled Wrath was huge. I heard the Striker one was actually pretty big on Iron Fist Fury, so it might actually be better than Perfect Blow now.
Really?
I did, by the way, I forgot. I did want to mention, though, that we had a change to another Rabam of ours that I think is actually really good.
Okay.
It's, oh, hold on. I'm getting a cockroach chasing me right now. Please get away from me. Please get away from me.
What?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Rezlar's in Joe's apartment right now, dude. That movie from back in the day. Remember when he's talking to the cockroach?
It's called Radiant Ensnare, and it basically is a combination of our skills Ensnare and Vidir. And it is a super armor stiffen that you can cancel out of early. So it basically just gives you an extra stiffen that's on a relatively short cooldown that's protected, and you can cancel out of after the CC goes if your CC misses.
So you have
just cancel out of it.
You have a fully protected CC on a Rabam skill?
Yeah.
Okay. So archers
Must be nice.
no longer get to complain, right? Because I think that's the only one in the whole game.
I don't know, is it?
I believe so. I can't think of a single other protected CC on a Rabam.
Well, also, it might not be protected during the second part. I don't actually know.
It doesn't say here. It
But-
just says change forward guard to super armor.
Let's see. So it says stiffness on good one hits,
Right.
which is, I believe, just the first hit. So that's why you want to cancel out of it, because the second hit doesn't actually do anything. So you just get that first hit for that stiffen and then cancel out of it. But yeah, it just says super armor while using skill. So I'm assuming that means during the whole thing, right? I don't know.
It must be nice, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't. What? That's crazy. Well, congratulations, archers. You guys did it. Somehow you made a ranged class have the only protected Rabam. That's CCs.
It is on a 13-second cooldown, which
Even lower than
Oh.
most classes.
well, yeah.
You're really selling this as being super
Oh, no, I was
balanced.
just gonna say it's not like Meteor or anything, right? Because Meteor is super insane.
That's a
'cause it's on
normal skill.
6-second cooldown,
Yeah, but
which is
that's
retarded.
That's a normal skill. That's a totally different situation. And on a class that's already beyond.
Others don't.
There's no going help. There's no going back with Suckwiz.
Others don't in chat says, wear shoes, archers, you broke the glass ceiling. Tamer had an interesting change to Horror Slam. They got additional damage and added crit rate. I don't know if it's better than Resonance. Like, just upright it's not, but maybe on a down target it is, since it actually has down attack modifier, and Resonance does not. Jolt Stab's damage change is actually nice. They sped it up and gave it additional damage, gave it crit as well. At the very least, super good for PvE. They removed the knockdown to only apply to monsters, so some tamers are upset with that, but if you're a really good tamer, you're not upset with that. No offense. And then the Sork one is kind of interesting, because Abyssal Blow, they remove the forward guard and give it a knockdown back. So, and it does a tiny bit more damage, has one additional hit. So it's literally a ranged skill, and they actually changed the animation a little bit. It looks slightly more flashy. So there's that. And I think that's all the major ones. Someone's saying Illusion, but I don't think Illusion didn't get changed, did it? I think the opposite Rabam got changed. Yeah, Illusion didn't get touched. Yeah, so there's that. And then Nyashi was saying the Meiwan one was celebrated worldwide.
No, they debated me because I tested on Global Labs and they didn't nullify the damage for PvP on it. And when they released it, it had PvP damage reduction staying the same. So all the damage increase that it got was basically useless in PvP.
Have you ever thought that maybe you're the reason that this keeps happening? Have you ever
What do you mean?
considered that they see you on Global Labs testing the skill and you're like, oh shit, that actually hits really hard, and like, he likes it. Change it. Go back.
I mean, I've considered that, and I actually have experimented with that by not covering a few different things that they did updates on, and it still happened. So I think they just hate the class.
What about this slow
They made
debuff? Give me a
The
slow
what?
debuff on Blooming Stride. That seems busted.
No one asked for that, and it's not busted at all.
It's busted, dude.
Fucking like when a class that has no stamina and very few mobile options that don't cost stamina. And
That's
you have
no
that
stamina.
choice with Blooming Steps versus Blooming Stride, which is a short, not even good damage skill with a frontal guard that does a minus 50% slow. When we have Backstep Slash, it's on a let me see, is this on an 8-second cooldown? 5-second cooldown. Why would I bother?
No one asked for Blooming to one-shot everybody, but it does. All right.
Well, you kind of need to have something in the kit that actually does really good damage. That's unprotected, mind you.
Oh,
Oh,
must be so hard.
must be
I don't
hard
know.
to be a
I don't know.
Kuno.
I don't know what it's like to have unprotected damage, dude. I'm only a Kuno. All of our shit's fully protected all the time. Zerker, Acts of Destruction got a change, Rez. So the knockdown on hit applies in PvP as well. And increased the motion speed before the attack and removed forward guard.
That's what I was about to say, is that they changed a Zerker bomb. That's actually a pretty decent change. The issue is that to take that skill, you lose a heal, which no one's going to do. So,
right.
Yeah, it's just kind of the issue of the other bomb is still like far superior, but that is a really nice change if you feel like you don't need the heal and you want to be maybe like more aggressive. And I mean, it's a nice change to that Rabam for sure, but just sucks that like you have to lose one of your heals to use it, so nobody's really going to take it, unfortunately.
I have to go at Nayashi like that so that way we have some content. If there's no vitriol in the podcast at all, the podcast ends up being really boring, especially for all agreeing on stuff all
It just
the time.
ends up being us
Holy
reading text
shit.
that you guys could read yourself, you know?
Suck Wizard is a balanced class. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So Ranger got a few changes as well. No one will know if they're good or bad. They're still just going to spam Blasting Gust and Descending Current. And then Warrior got when using Prime Evasion increases combo speed of head chase. Seismic Strike head chase is going to be good.
It's a suck adjustment.
Yeah.
I think.
So there's that. That's it. Now, can we please have the actual Rabam skills? And
yeah, I mean,
I know some classes aren't excited, but you know, I don't know.
These wannabe changes are like, you know, they're not funny.
They're not funny. This wasn't funny. All right, Bloodstorm Nouver. Have either of you guys gone to this new Nouver boss?
No.
Yes.
All right, can you explain it? I was going to go,
yesterday?
but
okay, so I'll explain it to you. Do not, for the love of God, do not take your main out there. Because you will die a lot.
Oh my god.
Bloodstorm Nouver makes Nightmare Zarka look like fucking Mudster. Okay? That shit is insane. Okay? There are some attacks that you straight up just cannot even dodge, and it will one-shot you. It is retarded.
So,
like, maybe if you have a lot of DP, you could survive one of the circle hits, but Jesus fucking Christ, it is insane.
Someone did a video where they did like a test. They had like 468 DP or something, and like one of his attacks, when he just let it hit him straight up, brought him down to like 20%. But his block, it would only take like 5 to 10% of his block. So if you have high DP, a lot of the skills you should be able to block, and it'll like bring your block low, but you might be like, if you have my DP, I'm saying not like 310 or 316, but if you have like a lot of DP, blocks should work on a lot of the attacks. This was a wizard that was awakening, and that was just S blocking. Granted, I don't know if you want to experiment with it. You're probably better just putting a boss all out there, because it sounds like a lot of people are complaining about losing crystals in world chat every time this thing spawns.
People in general chat were spamming. They're like, "What is this, Final Fantasy 14? What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah, but where are the mechanics like? I mean, are they more fun than normal Nouver? Is he actually like kind of a better fight than the? I feel like the normal Nouver is so boring. He's
a harder fight for sure. There's like way more shit to dodge. There's one point where he just like fucking. I'm not kidding. There's 3 things in particular that I remember from that fight.
Okay.
That will be forever scarred into my brain. First of all, at one point there randomly becomes 2 Nouvers. So That's terrifying. Also, two of his attacks, one of which is like a big ass. I'm trying to think if there's anything even like it. So you know how Nightmare Zarka does the attack, or even normal Zarka, I think has this attack too, where he does a bunch of smaller red circles in all the area around him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you just kind of have to like watch out for the smaller circles, and then it's like boom, 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 boom. You just kind of be on the lookout for it. So Bloodthirst Nouver does that, except for in 5,000 times bigger area at 5,000 times the speed with 5,000 times the damage.
That's
so
sounds
instead
awful.
instead of being like boom, 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 boom with attacks that maybe take you down like I don't know, probably like 20-ish%, if that. It instead is like and it will fucking annihilate you if you get hit by it. It is so insane.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot even begin. You have to experience it yourself to really get just how nutty that shit is. It is crazy. And then he has another attack where he just does this giant AoE around him, where it's just one big circle, like, around him. And there's 2 hits to it. So it does one hit, like, closer to him, and then another hit, like, further away from him, basically, right? The problem with it is, so you're thinking like, okay, so you move out to dodge the first hit, and then you move in to dodge the second hit.
Right.
But the gap between those hits, it's like the second the inside circle disappears, the outside circle shows up. So it's like, you have to be right on that knife's fucking edge. So the second the inside attack stops, you can run inside to not get killed by the outside. And that attack will absolutely, like, one-shot you. I don't think anyone ever survived that attack from everyone that I saw killing it.
Interesting. Well,
sounds awful.
We'll have to see because...
sounds like a nightmare.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It's fucking terrifying. I am very glad I was on my Musa out there, because I only died, I think, 8 times, which lost me like 1-point-something%. And I would have been very upset if I...
Wait, he takes XP from you too?
And crystals,
yes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Do not, for the love of God, trust me, do not bring your main out there.
I think...
That's awful.
I'm excited because the Siren Karanda is coming, supposed to be about as hard as this or Zarka or somewhere in between. And then they said that when they announced Siren Karanda, they said that they're like working really hard on Kudum and that it's going to be the hardest one. I can't even imagine, because Kudum's already like the hardest boss, like before any of these changes, I feel like, because the mechanics are like somewhat difficult to dodge if he's like going crazy. So if they speed him up and give him more attacks, it's going to be insane.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
scary.
Will this Nouver even die if people just show up on boss ults? It still will die, right?
I think it still would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is there's plenty of opportunities to DPS it. Like, he doesn't do these attacks, like these like ridiculous ass attacks 24/7. But I mean, the issue is the attacks are so like impossible to fucking dodge. You're better off just bringing a boss ult out there, because it's just so... There was at one point where I was killing Nouver. I'm on a Musa, mind you, right? So I have Chase. I'm attacking Nouver. He does the AoE, the big AoE, where he does the inside attack and then the outside attack.
Mm-hmm.
That attack happens so fast that I tried to just run out of the larger circle, and I couldn't make it out in time. Just chasing away. Like, that's how fast that attack happens. Like, they're so, like, impossible to dodge. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I'm sure if I was really, like, tryharding, I could have dodged it. I was just casually holding right click. I don't think I even had any buffs running or anything, because it's just a boss ult. I don't really care. So it's like, if I was really tryharding, I probably could have made it out. But, like, that's crazy. So unless you really want to, like, sweat, like, hard killing
you want
Nouver,
that hardcore experience.
Yeah, unless you really want to sweat killing Nouver, then I would say just bring a boss alt, man.
Could you
Plus
imagine a
Nouver,
nightmare Vel?
Nouver is so far out there, dude. Like you're better off just leaving a boss alt out in the desert so that you don't have to run out there with your main. TBH.
If you die, do you respawn really far from it?
Not really. You spawn at what's it called? You spawn at one of the Pilgrims Haven places. I think it's Sincerity. Hey, you spawn at Sincerity.
Pilgrims is
it's really not that far. It takes maybe like a minute to run back from Sincerity to the world boss.
Is it worse than Zarka? Because I feel like Zarka, when you die, it spawns you outside, which is kind of annoying.
It's I think Zarka's worse, mostly just because all the mobs get in your fucking way. Honestly,
Yeah.
like whenever other people died and they're running in front of you, so they're pulling all the mobs that are getting in your way when you're trying to run back. You know what I'm saying?
So were you went to one? You went to one of them or two?
I just went to one. I didn't go to the other one.
What did you get?
Oh, you can swap channels and go to another one?
No, it spawned twice, I think.
Yeah, it spawned twice. Yeah, it spawned twice.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was out all day yesterday, so I couldn't attend it.
I just got normal like Nouver loot, like the intact scales and the aura and yada yada.
Yeah.
I just got the normal shit. I didn't get anything good.
So I've done.
I think
Did
Mina
you see
got
anyone leak anything good?
I think Mina got a belongings from the one that happened yesterday, or maybe that was a Zarka. I don't remember. I got a belongings yesterday and got a fucking tri-crescent out of it. Some people never struggle.
Damn. I've done 2 Nightmare Zarkas so far, and both times I didn't get anything. I got like 2 latent auras, 2 pure, the flawless blackstones or whatever they're called, the pure black gems for enhancing boss stuff. And then one of the times I got like 10 million gold bars, the other time I got 14. So it's still like better. Like Zarka at least dies really fast. So it's like you swap, you get 15 mil, and you swap back, like worst case scenario, which is pretty, like that's fine because it's only 5 minutes. But Nouver seems to take a little while. It's like a 10-minute fight at least.
Yeah, well the problem with like Nightmare Zarka really isn't that bad. Like I don't know, it can kill you if you don't dodge its things, but it's pretty easy to dodge its things is kind of the issue. Whereas with Nouver, with Bloodstained Nouver, it's fucking impossible to dodge its things. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, it looks like all their demos someone's blocking in all their little samples.
Yeah.
But
someone in chat said a guildmate got a Tet Nouver from Nouver.
Nice.
Damn.
I don't think you'd be able to dodge, or you wouldn't be able to block. Like a boss ult, there's no way you're gonna block. And I'm pretty sure even if you're just like full Tet, you're not gonna be able to block. You're gonna have to have
maybe
like,
if you have good DP, maybe you can block it. But
apparently that's a GM in the video that's blocking. So maybe they have too much defense.
Everybody just needs to build DP builds for the new bosses.
Yeah, I did. Do you think that people will still be going to this boss in 3 months?
Boss ults, yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are like.
Don't they kind of have to because
like
they had
gamblers.
For the Garmoth quest?
For the Garmoth quest, yeah. They kind of have to hit all the Garmoths.
I think a lot of people have already kind of given up on that, though. Because it's so, like... It takes so long to get all of the intact scales or whatever. I don't know. I think there will still be people going to it. I don't think it'll go the way of, like, Kudum, where, like, literally no one goes to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is like, there's always that chance, like, there's the chance you get the base box, there's the chance you get the belongings, but now there's also the chance that you get that fucking Tet Nouver, right? Which is just a free fucking, what, like 1.7 bill?
Yep. It's a lot of money.
For anyone who didn't get it the first time, the thief just spawned again on Medaya 3 in Velia. For anybody who didn't get it the first time.
It resets daily, right?
Yeah, it's a daily reset. So if you already bought from them, you can't buy it again until tomorrow.
Can we real quick talk about the blue accessory event? So I don't want to get into the people knew before, people didn't know before thing, because I don't know for sure. And it's kind of like guessing. But I just want to talk about the event itself. So it's gated behind dailies and weeklies. So for me, I don't understand why instead of gating it behind 3 dailies, because you could do 3 a day. If you turn in 3 prize, you get 50 dust each. A duo is like 250 dust, and a try is 500 or something like that. And those last 2 are weeklies. So I don't understand why instead of making it so no one gets it, except for like a small few people who get lucky by getting accessories, why not just make it so we can use the mysterious boxes and just gate it behind like there's only 1 daily and 1 weekly. You know what I mean? So that way everyone kind of can participate. Because like if you didn't already have blue accessories, like you're basically not going to be able to get them. At most, you're going to be making prize. If you get super, super lucky, you're going to get a duo. And it's the whole event kind of seems so stupid to me.
Yeah, there's a meme on Reddit that summed it up pretty well from that cartoon. I don't remember what show it was, but it was basically had a picture of the event and then someone just looking at it and going, "Wow, this is useless." Like, yeah, that's pretty accurate, honestly. I don't know. Like, maybe they should have done it with a, like, the only thing I could think of that would have maybe, like, made it worth it / made sense is if you give it increased drop rate in, like, all the blue accessory spots.
Or so make that, Asula work. That would help.
Or make Asula work, yeah. I don't know. Just kind of weird.
Yeah, or just, like we were saying, or just give us Kaffir stones and not give us some stupid prerequisite. Like event, playtime login, you get 500 dust if you stay logged in.
Or shit, you should have made it like, I don't know, it's so weird to me that it has to be blue accessories. Like, why not be yellows so that people can go grind, like, better grind spots and turn those in for Kafris? Like, instead of going through the process of, like, selling it and then buying Kafris, it's just like, hey, here's an event where we cut out the middleman and it's slightly more worth it than just selling it on the market and buying Kafris.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have been fine with that, TBH.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know. I was excited for the amount of dust that it gives, and then I realized, like, I'm probably going to be able to turn in during the whole event 2 prize and 1 duo. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the only place that I would even think about grinding for blue accessories, and it wouldn't even be for blue accessories, is Blood Wolves for pot piece grind, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is like, I see a lot of people that are grinding at a place that they normally wouldn't, that are just making no money and hoping to God they get an accessory.
So I actually rode out to Pirates.
You rode out to Pirates? What, do you have a water horse?
No, I'm on a boat. And you actually get a decent amount of accessories out there. I got 4 blue accessories while I was out there. I think it was 2 blue coral rings, 1 blue coral earring, and 1 red coral ring. So, like, a decent amount of blue accessories in an hour worth of grinding.
Yeah.
The issue being, I literally made 10 mil while I was there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I can literally make more money RBFing than I can grinding fucking pirates. Which, like, I know, like, well, if you grind for long enough, then you can turn it into the better accessories and turn those in for the Kaffers with the event, yada yada. That's how you make it worth it. But, man, that just does not feel good looking at that fucking 10 mil that you make.
Yeah. Did you go all the way to Lima to turn in your pirate bandana panty wannies?
Absolutely not. I just sold it to a vendor.
See, dude, you would have made 12.5 mil. You blew it. All right.
No, the 10 mil was what I calculated, like with the like that's if I did the turn in. The 10 mil was that's if I did the turn in. I did not do the turn in because it was not worth it to me to spend the time going to fucking Lima. I just mapped back to mainland. I was like, fuck this shit.
Well, what if you're master 2 trading, dude? You just go to Valencia, get the quest, turn in your coins, dude. That's another like 2 mil.
Yeah, the coins is pretty good money. Like if you have master 2 trading and you have it connected, and if you can bother with the time of taking it all the way to fucking Valencia, then yeah, you'll make a little bit more money.
Sorry,
but
Artisan
it's still
2.
not it's still not that good.
You only need Artisan 2 to do the turn in. I forgot to get the quest.
Oh yeah. They changed it. I forgot because people are soft these days. I forgot.
Dude, they literally changed it right when I got Master 2.
Another example of BDO players in today's world just being softies.
You get more money though if you're Master 2.
Master 2 is too hard. It's too hard to get Master 2.
I don't know why Adam Sandler doing an impression is you're doing an impression of Adam Sandler doing an impression. All right, moving on. The Hadum server, they released the 3rd grind spot here. It's a Fogan grind spot, Swamp Fogans. They say Serendia's Swamp Fogan habitat has been encroached by Hadum. Swamp Fogans have become violent and aggressive and are starting to fight more fierce over the territory with the other Swamp Nagas. In order to counter the fast-paced Swamp Fogans, Swamp Nagas from a raid squad continuously attack Swamp Fogans. Tidium has dispatched a massive toad called Turval to protect the swamp territory. Turval attacks using his huge body as a weapon and is commanded by Prince Fogan Tidium. When Turval is defeated, the Chief of Fogans, Chief Fogan Tidium, will appear after a certain period of time. Certainly, the loot that can be obtained from the hunting grounds is not final and subject to change. The changed contents will be continuously updated through Black Desert Labs. So, there's a boss there. While you're fighting the mobs, you kill the boss, and then that triggers the spawning of basically the gatekeeper. Because isn't the Chief Fogan Tidium the gatekeeper?
Yes. He's also the scroll boss.
Yeah. Right. And then you fight him and you get you're gonna get a Seraph's next, dude. It's gonna be great. Rewarding high-end spot. Now, I don't know what you'll get, but probably will not be a Seraph neck. So I think you're gonna be fighting, I don't even know, like a frog on a horse? Or a Naga on a frog? A Fogan on a frog? I don't know. You're gonna be fighting a big dude, and then you're gonna fight the Chief Fogan, and you're gonna get rewards. So dude, they still haven't shown us what those are. So it's 3 spots though that they've released that are kind of interesting.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to pose this to the intern that watches our show. Can you please get it through those thick-skulled fucks at the top that they need to add something to V where if you die within the first second of using your V, that shit needs to have its cooldown refunded. Like, it is too fucking often that you die in the first second of V, either because desync or bleed, and you should not have to wait 5 fucking minutes for it to come off of cooldown when that shit happens. And I feel like it would not be that hard for you to come up with some way to say, oh, they died within 1 second of using their V, just refund the cooldown. Also, like, I feel like that's a really easy change to make that would really go a long way in the fight against desync, TBH.
In the fight against desync.
I think that's a small inconvenience.
It's annoying. It's so common, though. That's the thing. Also,
yeah, it happens like 3 times in RBF. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But can we be real here? What kills you? You trying to V and you die, or just the fact that you just got caught in a CC when you shouldn't have been?
I know, but one of those is easy to fix. The other one is very hard to fix. I think is Reslar's point. The other thing too is escape needs to be changed, dude. I'm sorry, it just, I know a lot of people rely on it in Node War and Siege, but it needs to be, there needs to be a 3 to 5 second timer that ticks down before it actually happens. I don't care if you're gonna lose crystals, you could submit a ticket. If you're in a grind spot and you get stuck and you die because of it, you submit a ticket, they'll happily refund you. They always do. There's no denying it. Worst case scenario, you lose crystals, fine. You can get them back by submitting a ticket. But for now, it's like the amount of lives saved and the amount of extra damage someone can do by avoiding a 60-second respawn timer because they escape and get right back to the fight is insane and irritating. And they just disappear, so it's also confusing when it happens. Like, it's being abused so heavy. Like, so heavily it's being abused. It's crazy. It's like, no, if you get yourself into a situation where you get caught and you die, like, that's on you. I don't know. Like, the emergency escape is designed to get you out of being stuck.
You don't need to set it so that you can't use it for 5 seconds. You just need to set it if you're in combat with another player, you can't use it, period. That's it.
Yeah, that's harder to do than what I said, because what if you're in combat with a mob? Like, how is it deciding what's a player or a mob?
Flag system. When you see a red player activate, when karma's lost.
So you want more.
There's a number of system.
I mean, but you're not flagged in Node War. Think about this. Here's why I know the system you're describing would work in any other game except for BDO. Because in BDO, they have to make black crystals at Star's End an ally. So when we kill them, we lose karma and they could do damage to mobs. Think about that. They literally had to come up with a workaround to make the crystals hurt mobs. So I just don't trust them, dude. 3 seconds. You click escape, and then a little timer. 3. You will be moved shortly. 3, 2, 1, and it puts them in a safe spot. So that way, if they got caught, that's on them. I think that's totally fair and easy and fine. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah.
I 100% agree, but just
wait.
please.
When did you lose karma on crystals at Stars End?
Every time you kill every time you kill a crystal, you lose karma.
Bro,
what is going on, Rezor?
It's not a lot. It's like 1 karma or something, but you lose karma. It pops up a message.
This is fucking dog, bro.
Oh my gosh.
In the middle of RBF, it's just like, you know what? You don't get to play anymore. Crash. Get fucked, idiot.
I thought someone
that one's been around for a while.
I thought someone from your house came in and tasered you, Rezlar. Poor Rezlar got tasered and he's just trying to RBF and someone has to electrocute him in real life, dude. It's not fair. Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry that happened, Rezlar. Did you try using escape before it happened? Might have saved you.
Yeah, dude, probably should have.
Frosty, I'm confused. I just killed a crystal, checked my karma, and there's no karma.
Did you get a message?
No.
It pops up a message that karma will decrease when you kill friendly allies.
Oh, I'll check that next.
Yeah. Look at it, like pops up a little thing every time it happens. Oh my god. Okay, so the new Swamp Fogan. I haven't actually seen the grind spot. Like I've only seen 2 of them. I've not seen what this one actually looks like physically, but it looks cool. The mobs are all gray. It's still that smoky, toxic world. I'm excited, dude. That's 3 of like 20 grind spots. Someone asked earlier, does that mean Serendia territory will affect the drop rate? And the answer is hell no. You know goddamn well. I don't see the message pop up. Well, you probably have your alerts turned off, okay? Has anyone in Nyashi's chat or my chat ever seen the message pop up when you kill a crystal that says, if you kill too many blah 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 blah, your karma will go down?
So far I have 2 people saying no.
Yes. Okay, so
people
I'm not
are
the only
saying
one.
No.
Well, my whole chat has said yes, not a single no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yeses. 1 says I haven't. 1 says every time. So I can't be the only crazy bastard that's seen it.
So you're saying this is an alert?
Yeah,
I have notifications enabled.
He's saying it's the same message that pops up whenever you like attack a horse.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Your armor will decrease for killing a horse.
Exactly, it's the same thing that happens when you kill a horse, or
I
even
still
hit
see
a
that
horse.
stuff when I attack random players or creatures that are not.
Do you believe that I'm not making this up, or do you think I'm making it up?
I mean, I've never seen it. That's
really
all right.
elaborate ploy.
Yeah. It's some weird bullshit that they have to do to make it so the crystal actually does damage to mobs, but you can still hit the crystal at the same time. It's some weird workaround.
I would like to point out you're relying on Nayashe, the Maywa, and Nayashe stream a bunch of Maywas on whether they've read something or not. Are we really going to take their word for like...
Or
what
I'm actually
exists and
testing
what
it in game
doesn't?
right this moment, and I don't see anything that suggests that.
All right, the message maybe only pops up when the crystal actually kills the pack of mobs. But regardless, there's some weird bullshit thing it does with karma, and to make it so it can knock the mobs down, which is like a hilarious workaround to just it being hittable and able to hit mobs, but not you. Because here's what probably would happen if I bet the first time they put the crystals in, like, this is a good idea, and then the adventurer goes up and hits it, and they also die with the mobs.
That would be hilarious on a testing level.
So they had to make the crystal an ally, so you lose. It's technically like a karma loss, even though it doesn't actually take karma from you. Something along those lines. Nayashe's chat is full of life skillers. They're dashing between trees with Chase. Do you recover stamina while gathering so you can get to the next tree? I think you do.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Nayashe's snippy today because he was shopping for.
No, I ordered Uber Eats and the fucking guy left my damn soda at the place apparently. So these things happen.
AKA he drank it. Was it Bear? Bear likes to eat people's food when he orders.
It probably was Bear.
God damn it, Bear. I think that's kind of it. That's all we really got. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about that happened?
I would like to return. Nayashe, do you not think that adding a cooldown reset if you die within the first second of V is a viable thing to counter?
It's not that I don't agree with your sentiment on it, and I think it should be rewarded back, but I just. And I get what you guys are getting at. It's easier. It's the easier thing to fix. That's an inconvenience, but you're making it okay for them to not fix the actual problem. Is my whole argument.
But they're never going to fix the actual problem.
It's not even that they're never going to try. It's just that like it's an action combat game that's open world sandbox. It's never going to be like peer to peer with low latency. So it's going to be so hard for them to fix it. That's the thing. I mean,
I agree with you, and yet there's evidence where before it was perfectly fine.
No. So
I know there's a way that they can get it to work.
The latency was perfectly fine. There was a time where you played the game and latency was perfectly fine.
No. You're not hearing what I'm saying here. I'm not saying my latency. I said where the game itself was actually perfectly fine. It was within acceptable levels. Now it is not. And that we agree on, correct?
I don't. For me, no. But
well,
I know some people said
you live
that
in Cali, so things are probably different for you. But in Florida, at one point in time, it was actually within acceptable levels. Like latency, that's fine. I don't mind latency being a problem. But when it's like something where it's beyond just latency, it's like the servers themselves. Not even just my ping versus someone else's ping. The servers themselves are legitimately fucked.
Okay, so let's in a hypothetical world, let's pretend I'll humor you in that it was an acceptable level before. During those acceptable levels, people still died in the first second of V, so Rezlar's fix would still need to be applied.
Not necessarily. I mean, it just depends. Like.
No.
Yeah, the thing is, you start making it in a weird situation where even if they died to like a dot in actual PvP, then they would get it refunded. Like, is that okay? Yeah, I guess you could say that's fine or whatever, but it's technically not true.
So what about instead of the first second, if your V goes on cooldown, but your character was never physically actually in V, then it doesn't go on cooldown.
Well, that would be fine. It just you gotta be careful with the wording on that, because depending on how PA considers V, the being in the V state might not be the same as yours. Like,
all right, Britt.
Like, when you turn immediately into a red ball, like that could be like, all right, at this point I should be fine. But they might say, well, prior to that, it just
Briz says
really
you're right.
depends.
Crystal just killed the mobs. Karma message popped up.
So it's only when killing the mobs.
It's when you get the RNG mob kill. Why is this Nayashe being argumentative? Last week's Nayashe was a marked improvement. This one's cranky, dude. He doesn't have his soda pop.
Yeah, man. Maybe it's all the wedding planning and it's getting closer and I'm just on edge with it.
And he knows goddamn well that Uber driver's drinking that thing right now.
That motherfucker is totally drinking.
He's like, God, this soda is delicious. That Maywell loves the perfect
and
type of soda.
I'm like looking on the app. I'm like, how the fuck do I like dispute this or like whatever? I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck do I like figure out if maybe he just forgot the soda in his car or this motherfucker's drinking it or what.
Yeah.
And I found an option to contact them. I contacted them like, yo, wasn't there supposed to be a soda with this meal according to the receipt? He's like, oh, yeah, it wasn't on the table when I went to go pick it up.
I mean, I haven't worked for Uber Eats, so I don't know how it works. But it's like, didn't you look at the receipt and say, hey, this guy ordered a soda. Where's the soda? Like, I feel like
like I get it. You're driving all fucking day, like, and you're doing this as a part-time gig. But like, all you had to do was just the job, which was just look at the receipt. That's it. Maybe double verify.
Yeah.
Don't just trust what the people put on the table.
Dude, I could complain about this stuff all day because there's so many things. Like we have at the Del Taco that I go to, they ask me at the speaker, what kind of sauce do you want? And then when I get to the window, they ask me what kind of sauce I want, and then they give me the bag, and they didn't give me any sauce. Why did you give me a 2-step verification on the sauces, but still not give me sauce?
And then they put in for the amendment in Florida to where you get $15 an hour minimum.
No, what's frustrating over here is like at our local Taco Bell, if you don't explicitly tell them like, hey, I would like quite a bit of sauce, they will give you 2 packets, even if you're ordering like fucking like $8 worth of food, which is like a lot at Taco Bell. They will give you 2 packets of goddamn sauce, and it's just like what like this is enough for like 2 tacos, like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that problem with
the other issue
most of the places
with the delivery systems is it's great because Uber Eats will refund you like immediately. Like they're like, no questions asked. Oh, your order was wrong. You're fine. Money's right back. It's like, dude, I don't want my money. I want my burger. Where's my burger? Like, I don't want my money back. I agreed to give you the money because I didn't want it. I wanted the burger.
This is not the point here. Yeah. No, I mean, luckily I have some drinks left over, so it wasn't a problem. I just obviously I had to dock his tip because you didn't bring me my shit, so I'm not gonna pay for it. But yeah, it's just like, come on, guys, it's really not hard. It's really not. Anyways,
it's
that
first world problems. Should we do one last?
I suggest
example?
you guys comment about the trade XP exploit. Seems worth talking about. Do you guys know anything about that?
No, it sounds like an EU server thing.
It sounds like an EU server thing.
I actually have no idea what that is. What's the trade EXP exploit?
Does anyone else in chat know about it?
I have not even heard of it.
Do you guys believe in the whole influencers knew about it early thing conspiracy with the blue accessory thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's certainly possible, but either way, it's kind of like it doesn't matter that much. It's still just the event is bad for everybody anyway, regardless.
These poor guys, they're like, it can be used on any server, and it's not about that. That's not what the joke was. You missed it.
Coupon stack your EXP instead of transferring. Oh, okay. So you just coupon Master Trader over to another character and it stacks.
Interesting.
Influencers in parentheses. Oh, dude, our little baby community over here.
Whatever, content creators, whatever you
so-
want to call them. I don't really give a fuck.
We're so smart.
The thing is like everyone swears by it, but like I have one person that I trust about these kinds of things more than like anybody. Minaria from EU, who is a mod for Kakao and like their stream and their Discord and stuff. And like she swears that that is like just purely conspiracy and that like nothing of the sort happened.
Wait, what?
So I don't know. I'm kind of like, listen, I'm more willing to trust the person who's like a moderator of like the Discords and of the Twitch streams and like is really close to like Kakao and all the internal stuff.
Well, they also you need to be
Rather
careful
than
with
trusting
that
an
because
angry mob who's mad at the same people they're always mad at, i.e. Tim Allen.
you need to be careful with that stuff too because they do work for the companies. They don't.
She doesn't work for the company. She just volunteers to be a mod for them. She doesn't get paid by them. So she's not beholden to like say any company made statement or anything.
Gotcha. I was gonna say if she's working for them, sometimes there is a level of
No, I wouldn't put as much faith in her
that they're not
words
willing
if
to
she
do.
did work for them. I would not put as much faith in her words if she did work for them, but she doesn't. She's just a mod, which I understand that means she's not super close with all the ins and outs of everything, but to me that means that she's close enough to know what the fuck she's talking about, but not close enough to be forced to act like there's not a problem if there was one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just
still
feel
have
like
not got one crystal to blow up the mobs, so I still can't get it to reproduce what you said.
I feel like as a big time influencer that I should get in the mail compensation. Just send me the dust directly because I somehow missed the message.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I said. I said, dude, how do I get on this email chain where I learn about events early? I'm a content creator. Like, why wasn't I let in on all this?
Yeah, dude.
Obviously, the only people let in on this early were all the people the community normally likes to hate on. Again, i.e. Tim Allen. For some reason, every time something goes wrong, it's Tim Allen's fault. And it's definitely not just because people love shitting on Tim Allen.
No, he's still banned. He's still banned.
That's a feels bad.
I mean, that's the thing is like, I mean, on one hand, it's like you always blame the one guy, and then on the other hand, the one guy always is involved in drama. So it's like kind of. If you had to guess,
pattern, is that what you're getting at?
Well, I'm just saying, if you had to guess a person, your odds are highest with that particular person. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, like, and I understand that, but there is also an issue of like guilty guilty until proven innocent. The second someone leverages a claim against Tim Allen, everyone's like, well, Tim Allen guilty, exploiting, cheating again, XD. And it's like, okay, can we actually like at least have some proof before we just start like screaming things in world chat and on Reddit?
Yeah, what has he ever exploited? I don't think he's ever exploited anything.
I don't think he has either. But
exploited? I have no idea.
I don't think he's ever exploited anything. It's just usually the drama involved.
The community as a whole, I guess.
The community exploited the community as a whole.
Like, literally, I feel like the whole thing with, like, Tim, and, like, not to pick on Tim or anything, or sound like a simp for him, depending on which side you're on, but, like, I feel like people just love to hate him because he's always in, like, the middle of shit. Whether that's intentional or not, I don't know. I'm not in his headspace. I can't say one way or the other, but he does always seem to be in the middle of shit whenever shit goes down in some way or another. And so people just love to fucking shit on him.
He's not going to invite you to his podcast. I already went on. He doesn't need 2 reps from the show. Okay, it's not happening. I'm sorry, man. He doesn't like Sims. It makes him uncomfortable.
He'll never invite me on the podcast because we don't need 2 potion shops, right? Like, that's the real issue.
Dude, that's the plan, is to have I don't know, now I'm starting to think potion shop and Nayashe would make a better pair.
Wait, why?
I don't know, just the dynamic
I've never actually interacted with Potion Shop before, so I don't know anything, truly I don't know anything about him except for some memes that I hear.
I hadn't either, but he was very kind to me. He does remind me of Reslar.
Are you like joking or are you
No,
serious?
he was kind to me. What? I went on their podcast and it wasn't like, hey, fuck you, Frosty. He asked me my opinion on stuff, and he was kind to me. What I mean, you know.
He did. You know what? I actually am glad we're talking about this. Well, no, we talked about it last week, didn't we? Fuck.
What?
I was gonna bring up the whole least favorite guest thing, but we talked about that last week, right? Did we talk about that on the podcast?
Well, Frosty
or before
talked
it?
about when they asked him. Yeah.
Was that during the podcast or before it? Everything blends together in my head these days.
I think
before it?
I can't remember.
I think it was before it.
Does anybody in chat remember? Everything blends together these days.
I think we talked about it on. I mean, supposedly, it was presented to me that Sphero and Nayashe are kind of at odds because of the whole thing.
Because I said delete warrior that one time when we were talking about it.
But luckily, Sphero came up with a fair and balanced solution of giving Solar Flare super armor, and that's what they did. So.
Yeah.
Fair and balanced solution.
Well, yeah.
I have a real problem with that, Nayashe, because Sphero's my boy. You know, like you and him at odds or something. What's going on with that?
No, man, never. Me and him go way back.
You watch yourself, all right? Don't you pick a fight with my boy, or else we're gonna get this Maywa brain out of here. Maybe we need a warrior on the show instead, huh?
I think we've done some PvP content before in the past, like as far as like montages.
Yeah,
dude, I still love that Frosty got montaged by Sphero in his last montage. Yeah, did you not watch it? Frosty was in it. He got montaged.
I didn't give him written consent.
Did he catch you jumping again?
Look, Sphero's gonna post the rest of those duels, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Is he?
I jump a shame always, dude. It's like, I actually think I hold the record for the highest win rate in average PvP while jumping the most. Because I jump a shame a lot. I've become so overly reliant on shadow clones, and like I gotta get that. It's like horrible. Like shadow stomp is like the muscle reflex to just fucking shadow clones after, and I just jump. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's it's so bad. It's such a bad habit.
I whenever I'm in Node Wars, I jump of shame at least once, sometimes twice, like a Node War, because Meteor spacebar, obviously. But there's some times whenever you try to do Meteor that it just like doesn't want to go for some reason. Like there's a lot of times where you can linger animations and then press spacebar to do Meteor, but certain skills don't allow you to do that, and so I end up just jump of shaming all the time. Because I'm just like, yeah, I should be able to Meteor here. Jump. Oh, well, never mind.
I just don't know why they don't allow you to like separate the keybinds from jump in some of the spacebar skills.
See, this is another example of the code. It's like when you rebind rage absorption or transfer, you can't use your bomb skills on Shift Z or X anymore. Think about how crazy that is. Like that's actually so insane. And it's the same thing with spacebar. If you rebind jump from spacebar, now you no longer can use the spacebar key for like all those flows and stuff. It's insane. I don't know. My other thing is the ones that I don't take full blame for is when I slow stomp during Node War. So I normally am using Sinew Cut always, which puts you in concealment and throws out the tendon cutter thing, and then once you come out, you're out. But during Node War, I use Oni Shadow for the mobility. And when you have Oni Shadow up, you can't Ghost Step Stomp. And when Kuno is an E-buff, you can't Ghost Step Stomp. So I like constantly slow stomp because I'm able to Ghost Step Stomp every other time except for during those times. And I forget that I need a Kunai Throw or Ghost Greeting. And it's like, I don't know, it tilts me, dude. There was like in the last Node War that I was in, I literally died like at least 5 times because of a slow stomp during E-buff. And I was just like, dude, god damn it. I hate this so much.
Does Vel spawn in 3 minutes or in 33 minutes?
33.
Okay.
Top of the hour.
Yeah, top of the hour. All right, I think that's it. Do we have anything else we want to complain about? Make sure you go do the daily dice quest in Florin. Every single day you turn in 5 weeds. You talk to the NPC, the little herb vendor guy there. Do the quest, you get a dice. Pro tip, I am getting this third party. It was from, I guess, Choice talked about it. Maybe somebody else did as well. But if you get the 2 dice, Rezar mentioned it earlier, if you get the snake eyes, basically every time you start the board over, you get guaranteed 50 dust. So
Really?
Yeah, you get easy 10 Yeah, if you take the Snake Eyes dice at the beginning of the board, you can roll a 2, which puts you on the -1 square, which puts you on 50 Ancient Spirit Dust, so 10 Caphras. And then, of course, because you roll doubles, because it's Snake Eyes, you get another roll for free. That's the absolute best way to start the board, basically. Like, unless you're really trying hard to finish it, which, like, I guess, if that's your prerogative, but that 50 dust is, like, the best thing on the board, so...
I like big numbers, so I grabbed the 6s.
Other than the 50 dust, the best first roll you could get, I think, is 4. You do 4, so you get the special dice, the 2, so it's 2, so 4, and it'll land you on the special dice 3. So basically, you use your 2 special dice to get you a 3 special dice that you can use later on, which is also the best first roll.
Pavagod says there's also 20 Caphras on the board, but I guess 50 dust is better.
There's 20 Caphras on the special board, not on the base board. That's on the special board. If I remember correctly. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking at it right now. I believe it's on the special board.
It is on the special board. Can't confirm.
Someone says there's 10 Caphras on the base. Well, 10 is the same, then 10 and 10. You know, whatever. 10 and 50. 50 is 10.
No, there's not. There's 10 Caphras on the special board.
I can't see the base board. I happen to be on the special board right now.
There's only one Caphras. I think you can get 10 Caphras out of the random item spots, but of course that's a random item spot. That's not a guaranteed 10 Caphras. So, but yes, there is 10 Caphras straight up and 20 Caphras on the special board.
Someone says if you get the 5x2 dice and you instantly jump to the special board. It's a 5-head play.
Wait, if you get 5...
So you get the double 5s, and then it instantly puts you on the special board, I guess.
No, wrong. Because you get the double roll. Whenever you use the special dice, you get the double roll, so you're going to get another roll after your... He's thinking, oh, it's 20 spaces, so I just roll 2 of the 5s, and then I can get there. But you have the double roll to account for as well.
What space is the special board on? Space 20?
The special board, yeah, 20. It's in the top corner. But it doesn't matter because you can if you have special dice, you can land on the special board no matter what, as long as you don't go past it. Because you'll either be able to use your special dice to land on the special board itself, or land on the -1 move backwards token after it.
Pavagod's trolling right now, dude. He's just throwing out numbers and letters, and he's just excited.
So, like, again, if you're trying to just, like, finish the board, the best thing to do is to go 12 right off the gate, obviously, because you're trying to just finish the board. But other than that, I think the best things to get is you either roll Snake Eyes for the 50 dust, or you roll the 2 special dice to get to the 3 special dice. So that way you replace your special dice you used with another special dice, basically. That's the best thing to start off at. And then from there, you're basically just trying to land on the special board. And then once you're out of the special board, you're just trying to complete the board, basically.
It's all about that special board.
It really is. You really want to try and, like, in a perfect world, you would want to try and save your special dice for the special board. So you can try and land on, like, that 20 Caphras, which is the most valuable thing on the whole board. But sometimes you just get cucked out of it, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Like, I got to a point where I landed on where the 20 Caphras was odds, so I couldn't use special dice to get to it. So I just rolled a normal dice and was hoping that I was going to roll, I think it was like 3 away. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll roll 3, get lucky, probably won't. And of course I didn't. I just ran right over it. So sometimes you just get cucked, you can't get it, but I did pick up a lot of dust on that special board roll, so it was fine.
I like the dice game, dude. It's good.
I think it's good. I think it's a very, very solid upgrade to what it was.
Yeah, it's a good revamp for sure. And one of the things that I was talking about with the guild last night is I actually like that your amount of rolls you can do per day isn't based on it. You're not capped daily for the amount of like rolls you can do.
Yeah,
it's how many dice you can collect. So like theoretically, if you really wanted to, you could just collect dice like every single day, and then just on like one day of the year, on like fucking Christmas, just fucking
go to town,
go ham.
Just treat yourself. Sorry.
Like
just on Christmas. Just gift yourself presents for the whole day on Christmas. Or your birthday. I mean, you can wait for your birthday.
That's basically what it would be. Like you would have like 1,000 fucking rolls.
My only concern with waiting that long is what if they do a revamp of the revamped version? They decide maybe this is a little strong and they nerf it down.
No, they won't.
Don't get cray.
Oh, you say that.
Why are you getting cray, dude?
Also, another thing that I just learned, the very last, if you're looking at the board, the very last question mark like thing you can land on, it's all advice of Valks. So you'll just get a random fail stack between some amount and some amount. I don't know how much. It doesn't tell you, obviously, whenever it's scrolling through. So I think I got a 28 stack out of it, I think. So if you are wanting fail stacks and you're getting close to the end there, you might want to land on that question mark and get you a little fail stack.
What do you think? What do you think about adding for 100 pearls you get a pair of dice of your choice? Anytime you want.
No.
50 pearls?
No.
No, I wouldn't. Don't make it pay to win on that.
Yeah, don't pay to win the board game that you actually did pretty good on. Like, they actually did pretty decent with this in terms of how it's designed, the rewards you get. Like, there's actual strategy behind it now, but...
What about
maybe loyalty? I wouldn't actually mind it being loyalty. Like, if it was like 1,000 loyalty, that I actually wouldn't mind loyalty, but not pearls.
It would give more options to loyalty.
Okay, so yeah, Pearl Abyss, if you're listening, about 1,500 pearls feels right for that.
Oh my fucking god.
All right, moving on to the comments.
And then next patch we see a pearl purchase or dice.
Dude, there are what's happening? Why are we so far behind on like the weird, like the bond skills and stuff? Like I'm actually genuinely curious why.
I just want the tag system.
Dude,
it's
difficult for the the
localization.
I know, but it's they are going to make so much free money, and the silver sync is insane. The amount of people that are going to buy weight and stuff for a class they didn't think they were that into is especially because people with Tet weapons can literally tag for like 250 mil. They can tag their whole thing. Like, try it out. It's crazy, dude. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, the World of Warcraft expansion Shadowlands comes out November 23rd, so expect an update soon. All right, Void Null, this is the comments. Again, if you guys have not watched the show before, if you're new to the show, we always read the comments at the end, as long as they're not mean-spirited. You know, if you're not just on here to be a dick, then we'll read your comment. But we are happy.
You go from mean-spirited to you being a dick.
Yeah, if you disagree with us, that's fine. Or if you have a correction, if we made a major mistake, it's fine. We read those
Argue
as well.
with us.
But if you're just there to insult us, it's then Rezar will banhammer you. Also, if you're a spam site, stop. No one's reading the comments and clicking those. Okay, like this, Ronan.
Yeah,
like Rez, you got to ban this. What is this?
I mean,
I already
acting like those,
I already did.
Okay.
That's really weird. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, the whole reason of reading the comments is that we can have a discussion with everybody, right? So like, make sure to leave a comment if you have a point you want to argue, or you have something that you want to share your opinion on. Feel free to comment
to these people.
I like talking to them, and I like the amount of people that feel bad for Nayashe, and then an equal amount of people that hate Nayashe. It's great.
Yeah, I got a pretty fair margin, you know. Like...
Yeah. Void Null says Shies are not doing well. Many quit this past week because of the recent neglect to our tier 3 add-ons and lack of Blackstar. Others are filled with hopeful delusions, which is fine, but that only makes them sad little things to be pitied. We need help. We need direction. Please don't look down on our class. Just be aware. Yeah, they're gonna keep nerfing you guys as long as you guys keep showing up in RBF and griefing everybody.
Also, it's really hard not to look down on you. Do you realize how short you are?
You guys are little itty bitty things, dude. Oh my god, dude. So, let me get a refresh. Apparently, there's a new one. All right, so, yeah, I'm sorry. Shies are neglected. I almost, maybe I'm crazy, but I kind of wish Shy just got redesigned completely. It's like such a, I don't know, man. Just make it a normal class.
I feel like it's hard to talk about because of the fact that it's not supposed to be a PvP class. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be like the life skiller, but like it's really not. So it puts it in this really fucking weird like place. Like, I get where they were going with we wanted to make a class that wasn't like the normal classes. It wasn't supposed to be used for PvP. But the thing is then you gave it skills that are really good in PvP.
I think they regret it, dude. I really think they regret the design direction that they went with Shy. And now they're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would agree with just like throw the whole it's supposed to be a life skill class, not a normal class thing. Just throw that out the window. Or I don't know. I think I agree with you. Just throw that out the window and make it like a normal class, in all honesty. And get rid of Bubble while you're at it. And then, I don't know, just go from there. Because it just doesn't work. It really just doesn't fucking work. And like the other thing that's confusing is that how many classes have came out since Shy? 2, right?
Guardian
and Hash.
Right?
So
Archer
didn't they
Shy.
say, correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is shit, but I think I remember them saying when Shy was first announced and they said, this isn't going to be a normal class, this is going to be life skill oriented, this is going to be like, it's not a normal class, it's not a PvP class. I vaguely remember them saying, we're going to be trying to do like every other class that comes out is going to be a non.
Yeah, they said that. I think they said it once a year. They mentioned that they release about 2 classes a year, and they want to once a year do like one of these strange classes. But I have a feeling they've changed their mind on that because of how the Shy turned out. I mean, they should do like a class that's skinned based off of something like the Rudums or whatever, but it shouldn't be like, hey, you can't PvP or you can't PvE, because that's just dumb. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone said take away their boomerang and give them a permaflute, problem solved. I don't know how that would solve it, but it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Shy is weird, man. It's a weird class. I feel bad for the class. I mean, it's like basically just forgotten across the board. Like, it doesn't get Blackstar Awakening. It doesn't even have Awakening. It's like the skills are weird.
I mean, I don't think it's forgotten. I just think, like, they don't really know, because, like, they've added, like, the instruments and shit, right? They're like, oh, yay, instruments for Shy, but, like, it feels like they don't even really know, like, what the fuck they want to do with it. So they're just like, I don't know, give them a fucking piano. They'll like that. Which, like, not to shit on people who do like the whole music aspect of it, it is a cool thing. But, like, why can't the class have that and also be a normal class? Like,
have you guys ever played?
Strange to me.
Have you guys ever played Super Smash?
Yes.
All right, so you know how the one random creature comes out and tries to bag you?
Kind of on Ultimate.
Yeah, probably on Ultimate. I can't remember which specific version, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, he bags you and tries to jump off the edge with you.
Yeah.
There we go. We give that ability to Shy. There you go.
You want the Shy to be able to bag people?
Yeah, bag people and just just run off with.
I don't know. I mean, If it
that
just
would go with the RP, that would go with the RP theme pretty well.
So what you're saying is they should be able to move, like use all of their movement skills while they're using their bubble, so it drags everyone along with them. Is what you're saying?
Well, fuck the bubble. Just get rid of the bubble idea. Let them steal one player.
Yeah,
Hilarious. Be actually hilarious.
Justin P. Martin says DK tier 3 skills good. Cluster of Despair? ? Maybe Trap is okay, but seriously, Cluster is dog shit. Did I miss anything? That skill stays on lock. So I actually learned this from Q, but Q, when I was fighting Q when he played Awakening, Cluster's used constantly in PvP. Like, Cluster's super good, and in PvE, if you're waiting for a pull, you literally just throw it real quick and then like go about your business. So there's like, and it could just be spammed off cooldown. So it's like no reason to lock it. I don't know why you would lock it. It has like a slow debuff on it. It's tier 3, low cooldown. It's like, I can't really see anything wrong with the skill. It's like saying kunai throw is bad and we should lock it. Like, it just slow debuffs and you throw it. You know? I don't know. Paper Patient says, I swear the entire EU server are purposely putting up Kaffir stones to prove you wrong. They probably are, those spiteful mother... Dude, it's crazy over there. Listen, EU, I love you guys. Okay? We have a difference of opinion. You guys don't have gear, and that's fine. But I still love you guys. Rain Must Fall says, hey guys, I came back to the game a few months ago, and since then I've been enjoying your podcast every week. I would love to see you guys do some events involving the salty Meiwa player base, like any Meiwa that can beat Frosty on a trial gets a shout out or some shit. And then Nyashi comments and says, geez, at least make it challenging for the Meiwa community, Keck. See, this is the problem with Meiwas, is they can't get their story straight. Either Kunos are busted, or that's way too easy, Meiwa will wreck them. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I think it's mostly just, it's just you, Frosty.
Mm-hmm. Look, the problem with doing an event where we get all the Meiwas together is it would just be a low turnout. Alexander LaFortune.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Alexander LaFortune says it's pretty obvious that Heave Helmet, a simple green helmet boy, is going to be better than this crazy red helmet of God. I don't agree, personally. Like, let's say if you get one of these helmets to try, the amount of stats on a Dead God helmet that you can get to try eventually is like, it's just so many stats, dude. I don't know. There will be a couple classes that still use it, like Striker Mystic, and if you're like full-on evasion meme, Ninja Kuna, but I don't know. I think down the road, everyone will probably switch to Dead God, or most people. We'll see, though. I'm just guessing. Ajax T says, is Ninja not an assassin class? Why be upset that an assassin class that is supposed to be able to nuke people has higher DP debuff than other people? So this is in reference to the tier 3s. That would make sense if the other 4 assassin classes also got that. I mean, I'm fine with following the lore of the assassin class, but like, let's give it to all of them. That's all.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that was in reference to, because Bladespin has a tier 3 add-on, and Bladespin is a relatively low cooldown, so you can put the high DP debuff or whatever add-on you want. But it is kind of weird, like the argument that like, well, it's an assassin class, it should be able to, is perfectly fine, except you're forgetting that Hashashin, Musa, Meiwa, Kuno, Sork exist, Yeah. Kenichi Sai says, wait, what? EU has more players? Keck W? Well, NA has too many servers. Nightmare Zarka has localization problems. LOL. That's true. Our servers got messed up. I heard that only happened on our server where it was like half and half spawned. It's kind of funny. It got fixed since. But now, because it happened once, everyone says, you guys got Nightmare on your server? No, I don't have it on mine either. Like every single time Zark spawns now. So.
Kale wants to know what it classifies as an assassin class.
Nothing really, because like I guess technically the Hashashin would be the only one since its name is a direct definition assassin.
Literally the only assassin.
The only assassin, yeah. I think people define generally in BDO assassin classes. I mean, they relate it to other games as well. Sorry for the background noise. I'll fix it in a sec. But it's a class that like jumps in, kills someone, gets out. Like you assassinate somebody quickly, right? Here, hold on, Rez. Can you grab the next comment? We're at Sam Stundis.
Yeah. Sam Stundis. I don't know. Mystic has one good tier 3 add-on in both Suck and Awakening. It's the Awakening add-on Wave Orb. The other add-ons are Wolf's Frenzy for Suck, parentheses, I hate the skill, feels so buggy, never use it. And the other is Infinite Fortitude, parentheses, which will never take up a slot in my add-ons. Yeah, probably shouldn't. That's Infinite Fortitude is the self-PA thing, right? Where they just kind of stand there and go, ah! I think that's what it is.
That's creepy.
Creepy? What is this,
Dude,
Phasmo?
Frosty.
All right, yeah, I'm back.
I got into the special board.
Oh.
And I'm gonna wait till reset so I can get the next set of dice. Isn't there a 6 die? So 3 and 3?
There is.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I can hit the 20 Kaffers.
Nice.
Oh shit! Wait, is that all you need? Is the 6 to get the 20?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
nice.
he's already. You're already on the board, right?
I'm already on the board, and I
Right.
made it through the good portion. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So
6,
basically,
and I'll hit 20.
he's 6 away from it. So he's saying he's just gonna wait. Yeah.
Pavicod says, but you should aim for the 50 dust. And then he said, sorry, couldn't resist.
I did actually hit the 50 dust first, and then I ended up getting into the special board.
Oh, you're
because I landed on the
Yeah.
-1, then I entered back into the special board.
That's 30 Kaffers.
30 Kaffers.
All right, sorry. What
That's-
comment? What comment?
That's
Leon?
that's the play. That's what you want to do. I just read Sam Stundis.
Okay.
He's talking about Mystic Awakening add-ons. Do you have anything to talk about with those, Frosty? Did you look at them? Do you know about them?
No, I mean,
It's talking about Wave Orb and Awakening being a tier 3, and then Wolf's Frenzy and Infinite Fortitude in succession.
Infinite Fortitude is bad. Wolf's Frenzy is kind of okay since you can cancel out, but it's not a good skill to have a tier 3 on. Like, and Mystic's one of the ones that, I mean, you'd put it on Wave Orb for sure, because Wave Orb's pretty okay to put it on. It's only a 13-second cooldown, but everything else is like, eh. It's kind of the same problem a lot of classes have, where you kind of should just get tier 2 add-ons and skills you actually want to use in your rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost Soul says, don't bring hash into this. I like people to think it's not top tier. Do you guys think hash is top tier? How is it in Node Wars? Are people?
It's not top tier, I would say, but it's actually really good in 1v1s depending on your class. It has bad matchups just like any class, but
I think the general consensus is that the Awakening is really good in 1v1s, and the Succession is better for large scale, but still not that good. Because you're like a flex class, but you're not quite as like movement heavy as like Ninja Kuno, Musamewa sort of thing. You're kind of at that weird point that Sork's in large scale, where like you're super slippery and hard to catch, but in terms of like movement, you're actually rather slow.
Yeah. Just need a
the Succession. I don't know if you guys have seen Succession Hash's damage, but they obliterate people. Like, Succession Hash is basically a magician that makes your life bar disappear. Like, it's crazy.
Even post the Rabam nerf?
I think so. I haven't fought one since, but I don't know. From what who was it? I think it was either Seption or Death Reigns was talking about it. They were like, yeah, the Rabam nerf is a good nerf, but it's not really going to change that much. So,
well, it makes him. From when I was talking with Kyreem, he says he has to play more of like supporting damage role to like kill people, because he can't just like jump on people, do his Rabam, and like SA burst them down anymore. Obviously,
is he Awakening or Succession?
Awakening.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Suck. Like, Suck's damage is, like, super, like, bursty, like, quick. Like, very, very fast, very high damage on a couple skills. Whereas Awakening, Awakening is a lot more super armor heavy. Your animations are a little bit longer. Yada yada yada.
Gotcha.
Assassin says, I'm happy about my PvE got way more better. Haven't PvP'd a lot open world to see if it's good or bad, but from talking with Shaky, this is also good for PvP. I think he's talking about the skill add-ons.
Probably. Because they added hits to it, I think.
Genesis Johnson says, gap between Awakening hash and Suck hash in regards to damage is huge. I've already been clarifying the difference on the forums and speaking with hash mains for weeks, and not a single hash player denies it. Probably the most honest group, cough, suck whiz. I've been debating on maining for 2 months now and refuse to play Suck just because I know nerfs will be coming. But I'm beyond bewildered. PA couldn't manage to create a balanced kit when developed at the same time. He's saying like between Awakening and Suck. I believe the reason as to why Suck hits harder, which also applies to several other classes, is due to the extra passives. Some non-prime Awakening skills hit harder in Suck, not to mention prime skills already higher than Awakening's damage numbers, only further boosted above base due to the additional passives. Awakening hash relied on Rabams to deal burst DPS, but with 20% nerfs, I'm having to rely on 6 to 8 skill combos with full buffs versus 2 to 3 skills Suck needs on the same target, almost the same AP DP, 2 more Awakening AP. So basically, Awakening Hashashin does less damage overall. The Rabams, I guess, kind of filled that void a little bit, but now they got nerfed, so.
Yeah. Frosty, what channel's Galaxy doing Vel on?
Oh, you bringing pirates, dude?
No, I need a party.
Well, how many? We only have one slot in this plat.
I like to think I'm only one player, but
I know, but
come to me, Nayashi.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Serendia 4.
Reslar's gathering all the Maywas. I don't want to sit there and try to convince people to create another platoon. Is the only thing.
All right, everyone swap the Serendia 4 and message Reslar.
Yeah.
Got to get all the Maywas in there.
Ali Speed says, on lawn, I personally love the minus DP shred. The plus special attack modifiers are neat. On DK, however, I feel the loss of the 10% attack speed on Lunacy. Yeah, that's one of the harder things for some of the classes. The attack speed change. Going from 10 to 7 could be noticeable. Or is noticeable.
My channel message.
What do you mean I failed? That's Mez talking. Mayo Knight. Those EU life skillers have to start vendoring their logs to get some silver into the economy. It's true. You guys are gathering all those Kafras, so you're not selling the logs, though. Abraxas KB says, I meant that it's a nerf to Suckwiz, maybe because their tier 3 add-ons are all on long cooldowns. No, it's not a nerf to Suckwiz, because the tier 2 add-ons are very good still. And you just get now evasion and DP shred. Ice Cold says, no free meals in this game. No free meals in this game. Hides my one-tapped Tech Crescent. No free meals sounds like a Reslar statement. That sounds like a response to something you said, Res.
Huh? What? I wasn't listening.
He said, quote, no free meals in this game, end quote, hides his one-tapped Tech Crescent. I was saying that sounds like a Reslar statement, no free meals.
That's just being RNG carried, also known as Frosty Syndrome.
I don't want to have anything. Raise Your Chicken says, dude, what's up with all the EU trash talk? We literally have sold more Garmouth hearts in total than NA, for example. Maybe if you had more players, this would happen over there as well, since more people would drop it every spawn. Same can be said for Nightmare Zarka that died in EU in less than 1 minute and took almost double the time in NA. Well, you guys are selling Garmouth hearts because you don't have the gear to put it in.
Last I checked, you can't put it into.
I actually did a little digging, and it's never like I love that it's always like, what's up with the EU trash talk when I'm like actually joking a lot of the time, and then they add in like, maybe if you had more players. So if you go they did the they used to do this chart every year. You guys remember that? The end of the year charts. Yeah. Like every single one of those charts showed that EU had significantly smaller player base. like by like 800,000 or something. Like it wasn't even close. But your life skilling was always way ahead on all of it. So selling, like the marketplace is not a direct result of like what is popular or not popular as far as like the player base, because not everyone sells their Garmoth hearts. Like over here, everyone's trying to put it in their Dandy and Zarka. Like I'm not gonna,
because we got the gear for it.
Yeah, until you have 2 of them, a lot of the players here are not gonna sell them. So I say jokingly or in jest, like you guys don't have the gear for it, but like legit, if you're selling Garmoth hearts instead of putting it in your offhand, then yeah, you probably don't have the gear for it yet. No offense.
Even if I got a 3rd Garmoth like tomorrow, I wouldn't sell it because I have a feeling at some point they're gonna let you put your Garmoth into your main hand.
No, is it like what, 4 sockets in your fucking main hand?
No, probably just gonna add some stats like they did
Yeah.
with the offhand.
Add some stats. Look, EU and NA are different. The players think different. The type of people are different. Everyone plays a different style. The economy is going to be different. The amount what you guys do, your interests are different. Like, it's going to be different. It's okay. It's nothing to get offended about.
You're telling me with all the like smaller ways they're adding accuracy like into the game, you don't think it's realistic for them to be like, hey, maybe we should let Garmoth add like 20 accuracy to your fucking main hand or something like that?
20.
Like that definitely seems like something they would do.
20 seems crazy.
Well,
I could see them letting
it does fit
Garmoth.
the mold. Lazy and reusing the same content. So
I could see them adding something to the main hand too, but I hope it's not just straight up accuracy. It'd be crazy. Nice podcast as always, guys. I'm a suck hash player and I cringed so hard when that suck hash player killed 3 versus 1. He basically only used unprotected skills and failed to cancel animations and even did a descent right in the Mystic's face and she didn't grab him. XD. You guys clearly don't know how to fight hash, but it is a good 1v1 class. It can be tricky to fight if you don't know its kit like any other class. It is not very good at Node War and Siege, and when the nerfs arrive, it will be even worse. And therefore, not many people will main it. But if you like to grind and 1v1, it is the class for you. Basically, a male awaken lawn.
wait, lawns are considered really good at PB?
Yeah, they actually are. Although not awaken lawn, but suck.
News to me.
Daz, I mean, do you have anything to say about that, Breslar? Basically, the whole comment says your guild sucks.
I mean,
It was a guild in-house tournament for Breslar.
deck on us.
Oh, God. Okay. I shouldn't have passed to Breslar. Daz says, interview with the guy.
They don't have the gear to fight. They're from EU.
Daz says, interview the guy who did the packet manipulation win. I would love to have him on. If you manipulated the packets that resulted in that Node War money thing, please contact me ASAP. I would love to find out what the hell happened.
Well, that reminds me. Someone contacted me for something for you guys. Hold on. Let me find it. Continue.
Sounds like you could use some Coke or something to wash that mouthful of food down with.
Basically.
Some Diet Coke, dude.
Oh.
Not
Elena,
sponsored.
Driver's eating or drinking my damn soda right now. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, Elena Maria says, guess the podcast meme is no longer Moose's, but EU versus NA on Kafras. Oh, it's becoming more than Kafras, dude. Now it's about who has the bigger player base, who has the better player base, who's more geared, who's better, who PvPs. Now we're just lazy pieces of shit who don't even do bosses or grind here in NA. And we exploit, and we pay to win, and we don't gather. It's crazy.
We spend more time and energy trying to figure out how to exploit the game than actually doing anything in the game.
Yeah, the 3 people that were caught exploiting, or the 3, what was, how many bans have we had total for exploits now in the last year? Like, let's see, 23 for the mapping. We had 1 for this recent Node War one, and then like bots and stuff for
real money transactions.
Yeah, the RMT and the bots and stuff are always split between EU and NA, so they don't tell us how many are on each server. So all of those people represent the entire North America player base. We're all exploiters, and we're all focused on finding them. What's up?
The sad part is we still have more players and more players with gear than EU.
I am a genius, Frosty.
Okay.
I put a bunch of pots on my tamer, so now she's 150% weight, like overweight. So now my iframe lasts like 3 seconds.
Go into RBF. You'll win.
No,
That's basically free money.
I can dodge Vel, dude. I can dodge his big attack.
Oh, is Vel up?
He's about to, if he's not already.
I got new
Yeah, he's already.
Fat payout, 74 mil, dude. God, this guild keeps me rich. It's crazy.
Frosty, I sent you in the group chat what the individual sent me. They said they believe you were curious about it.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
I better not be a dick pic.
Sorry.
So apparently it did not work the way I thought it would.
Yeah, I died immediately. I'm just gonna...
Either that or Vel does not care about iframes.
Was this like a GM or just a player that was speaking on the matter?
Player.
Okay. All right, I'll have a look at that later. All right, so this is the wrong one here.
I guess it was about the particulars of how the map ban was done in comparison to like the ban argument for the recent node exploit.
Right. Okay, so Max Punch says, I'm happy to put a Tet Awakening Blackstar on my grind alt, suck which I already get cocked by the tag system because my main is also my life skill char. So I have to get 2 sets of weapons anyway. At least I can make a choice that really boosts my PV now. Feels good, man. Yeah, that sucks about the life skill alt, dude, honestly. Because that, like... What?
What happened?
Well, if you want to tag your characters and your life skiller alt is on one, you can't do like Imperial turn-ins or manage trade goods. Like there's like limitations because of the tag system.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Rezlar?
WW on Tamer is an iframe, right?
Yeah. While moving, yeah. Lucas Franco says he has 2 block jumps. One is the Rabam, which is garbage now, and the other one is the CC, which is not protected. He has a lot of damage, but close to no protected CCs, no heals besides pots. He has damage, that's it. He is a simple class, but people just don't know how to play against him, in my opinion. I mean, there's definitely an element of that.
Apparently block jump, or they said rat jump, but I'm assuming they're talking about block jump, is trying to do the castle. Would you guys be interested in trying to do the castle thing?
Castle thing? Thornwood?
Yeah.
I don't have global labs.
What? How did I only get an intermediate bundle? This fucking group.
Did you actually?
That's what feels bad.
You got an intermediate bundle, get fucked. Alright, we opening this together? Hold on.
Rezlar, what's going on with this?
I don't even know how that works. What, did they only hit it with like normal attacks?
I don't know, but I got fucked here. That's not
I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't either. I thought you legit, if you hit it, you just get it.
Yeah, I thought you did too.
Yeah, you know what we might do? If I'll have Nayasha and Rezlar, if you guys can download and or update global apps, and then maybe we can record ourselves playing it during the week at some point and put a video up.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do it again. It's been a long time.
We're gonna open my garbage intermediate box.
Hold on,
yeah, hold on.
You got an intermediate get Maywad. Wasn't it like 2 weeks ago you didn't, or last week you didn't even get a bundle because you got on late?
Because I was dueling Kyrene.
Oh my god!
Watch him get a Vel's heart out of it though.
Can you still get a Vel's heart out of this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know that this existed, so I have no fucking clue.
No, I think you can. I hope you just get a little flag that says "Better luck next time" with no items.
And it permanently takes up an inventory slot, and I can't get rid of it.
All right, here we go. We're gonna do a count. We're gonna do a count up. On 3, we're opening it. Are you ready? Hey, at the very least, we want rainbow corals for that enhancement event. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't cheer.
I didn't get shit.
Fuck, dude. Oh my god. Wait, what?
I got even less shit than I normally do.
Wait, what did you get? I want to compare the intermediate versus the advanced bundle.
I got 1 armor stone, 1 weapon stone, probably like I think 4 10G bars. So like
Okay.
One pearl. I'm not sure if the 16 dust came from this or not. I would assume so. That's basically it, I think.
So that seems like pretty decent, except for the armor and weapon stones. You got no Vel's fine powder?
I got 3 Vel powder.
I was just gonna point out my plan did work. I did manage to iframe the second hit. On the first hit, I think I just did it too early. But I actually did manage to iframe with the overweight WW. I did manage to iframe the big hit the second time he did it.
You could do tree climb. Tree climb is a long iframe, and I think you can use it.
It doesn't. That's forward F, right?
Yeah, or you can hotbar it.
It doesn't get affected by weight.
Oh, so it's still short.
It was still the same speed. Yeah, okay. It was still the same speed. Only the WW seem to be affected by the weight, unless there's another iframe that I don't know about that Tamer might have.
They have unlimited of them.
Man, I got an intermediate box. I'm killing somebody.
Did you get any Kaffir stones straight?
No.
Yeah, you're a noob, dude. Okay, moving on to the rest of the comments. Here we go. Let's see. Grim says what?
Have one left.
Yeah, Grim says what happened to the costume task force? It's a good question.
That is a good question.
They've been reconfigured. They've been moved. The team got moved over from the costume task force to the grind spot task force for the Hadum server. So we're getting one new grind spot per week, but not one new costume. I don't know. What do you guys think of the new? Did you see the new Archer costume, Resler? That KR got? All right, I'm gonna show you this. You tell me what you think.
It's probably garbage.
Actually, I mean, I actually really like it. And I don't like Archer's aesthetic in any way.
Here's the issue, though. Even if it's a good costume, it's probably still worse than Lewin Wolf. Is kind of the issue, because Lewin Wolf is like one of the best costumes in the game.
It's possible. All right, here, I'm pulling it up on stream. This guy did one of those like demo videos of it. I think it looks kind of cool. Maybe I'm alone in this, but it looks it kind of looks like the new Musa one, but without like a funny thimble hat. And when it's damaged and the cape is removed, it actually looks kind of sick. Do you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream.
Dude, the damaged one with no cape looks so cool, dude. Reminds me of Westworld.
It's kind of like westernish, like medieval western.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine if you dye it and mess with it, it can make it look pretty.
That looks pretty decent. I don't like the fucking stupid hat.
You don't like the hat?
That's pretty good. Nah, I'm not a fan of the hat.
Let me find the Musa thimble hat. Hold on. You're gonna like the hat. Let me find this Musa thimble hat.
That's a pretty good outfit, though.
They have a hat that you actually would want. Hold on. Where is this Musa thimble hat? Here we go, dude. What about this hat? I don't want to blow the reveal. He covers the head for most of this, so you can get the hat reveal all at once and like feel just amazed and in awe. Look at this, dude. Hold on. Baby, with that Archer outfit, but this Musa hat. What do you think? I love this hat so much. Look at that little thimble hat, dude. Look at that. Whoa. Wow, that is awful. That hat, dude. I don't know. That hat is so funny.
That is awful.
Oh my god. That's what mooses need to wear, dude. Is to protect their heads because they're dumb.
Where's this under?
I'm just playing it on stream, dude. It's just, oh my god, that hat. You know that hat is made out of fucking stainless steel to protect their heads.
That is awful.
Sorry, all right, I'm back. I gotta get back. I gotta get back.
I also like listen, it's just not for me. So like whatever. I know some people are probably super into it, but like the whole like stereotypical Asian aesthetic that they give like almost every single one of Musa's costumes is like so tired. It's just like so awful. Like the only one that looks relatively decent is Western Frontiers, basically. All the rest of them just look fucking awful, honestly.
Lately, they're kind of into this pilgrim look. They're going like full pilgrim. I don't know if that's a Halloween or Thanksgiving thing, but they're very pilgrimy. me see this Sork outfit that we got last week. Have you guys seen this one? This one's kind of weird. It's also kind of like, I mean, it's super open. Like it's like side boob for days, but it's like kind of also has that same Western, medieval Western.
Someone pointed out, hold on, let me find, keep your screen on that because I have it on my other monitor. I'm trying to find the, someone pointed out that it's another costume. Trying to remember which one they said it was.
Yes, this looks like the character. This looks like Yennefer from like the Sork base, like skin looks like Yennefer from Witcher. Honestly,
kind of does, yeah, actually.
But the outfit also looks like it's from The Witcher. As well.
Yeah, I think it was Mina pointed out. Wait, that's just Ranger's Stella outfit, but upside down.
Is it? I'm gonna look up the Ranger Stella one right now. Hold on.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Dude, the Stella crown is so bad looking. It looks like it's on backwards. Like no one told her that the tiara is on backwards. All right. Back to the last comment. Here we go. Briz says, the Blackstar Awakening video I made was low res and didn't show the glow very well in bright light. If I remade it, would you watch? Maybe. I don't know how many Blackstar videos I could watch.
I'd watch
it. It was fine. It was good. The chemo one he sort of outdid you a little bit. I mean, we're not comparing, but that chemo one is kind of epic. Did you see the chemo one, Briz?
Yeah, I did see it.
The chemo one is kind of fire as fuck. Like that dude had a production team. He like contacted Pearl Abyss.
Bro, fucking Frosty is hard simp for chemo.
I love chemo, dude. His videos are great. And the thing is, like, he's not even an English speaker, and he like puts up like really good English translations. It is crazy, dude. Chemo is the best. I'm just waiting for him to do the grind spots. All right, and that's it. That's our show for the day. So if you guys want to comment, make sure you comment. Leave a comment on the show. We do read them every single week. And that's all. Thank you guys for hanging out. Rose, you want to close us out?
Sure. Thanks everybody so much for watching / listening. Do leave a comment telling us your thoughts. Do join the Discord. It's the only way to get updates on everything going on with the show and everything like that. Make sure to check out everyone's streams, twitch.tv / SoFrosty, Nyashi_NA, and not Rezlar, for each of us, obviously. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you next week. Peace.